Wang Chu, I hope you can understand. Now that we have become the brave squad, your strength is no longer enough to keep up with us. Zheng Xiaoyu's stunning face wore a calm expression. The other three girls in the squad wore cold looks. Inside the instance dungeon, Wang Chu stood in the shadows, his expression hidden. Just moments earlier, the Xiaoyu squad had cleared the lair of the Great Earth Dragon in an astonishing 23 minutes, claiming first place on the leaderboard. They had successfully obtained Huaihai City's only brave squad qualification. As long as they secured second place or higher in the next mock exam, their brave squad status would be firmly confirmed. They would not only receive abundant cultivation resource allocations, but also gain guaranteed admission to top-tier higher education institutions. So I'm the sacrificial pawn now? Wang Chu let out a mocking laugh. Don't be sarcastic with us. Displeasure crossed Zheng Xiaoyu's face. If it weren't for Xueqing recommending you, with your B-rank talent, how could you have gotten into our team full of S-rank talents? Right now, you are still stuck at the Spirit Awakening realm, while the rest of us have stepped into the Bone Refining realm. The gap will only keep growing. Of course. She paused, the corners of her mouth curling upward in a condescending manner. As a former member of the Would Be Brave squad, if you take a sincere attitude, I can recommend you to another team. Kick me out. Who was the one that couldn't cooperate properly, possessing nothing but an S-rank talent with no practical skill, holding back our instance, clearing speed? If it weren't for my link talent granting a 20% all attribute boost, plus my instant strategies and logistical support, would we have secured the Brave Squad qualification so easily today? We haven't even fully secured our position yet, and you're already celebrating early while casting me aside? 2 years prior, Wang Chu had been transported to this world. Upon waking up, Wang Chu realized he had transmigrated into a holographic virtual game called Global Martial Examination. As a top-tier master of this game, he knew its settings inside out, memorized every instant strategy, and was the #1 mechanical player on the global arena rankings. Therefore, he quickly built a reputation at school relying on his strategy expertise. Until Li Xueqing, the original host's childhood friend, invited him to join the team. It was then Wang Chu realized Zheng Xiaoyu and the other three girls were the heroines from the game. Thinking it would be nice to coast along alongside 4S-rank prodigies, he agreed to join the team. Naturally, it was definitely not because he had seen far too many of the game's cutscenes. Zheng Xiaoyu drove her long sword into the ground, narrowing her eyes with a hostile glint. And all, attribute boost? Strategies? Logistics? Fine, you did all those things. But setting all of that aside, what else can you do? Moving forward, we need teammates who can deal damage and rely on one another, not a freeloader who only contributes buffs inside instances. You are unworthy of the title Brave. Swish, white sword light flashed. The tip of her long sword pointed straight at Wang Chu's throat. With our team's strength, we can crush any instance with ease. Once we replace you, we will clear instances even faster. We have no need for your useless strategies. Wang Chu could not help but laugh. Set all of that aside. Then what were they going to rely on? My strategies are useless? What about the earth element affinity potions I prepared? How dare you speak so rudely to us? I'm being rude? That's the least of what I could say. At that moment, Angela, the holy light priest, clasped her hands over her chest, lowering her eyes and speaking softly. Maybe we should let it go, Captain. We could always let Xiao Chu leave after we secure our guaranteed admission. She had an exquisite, fair face with long, delicate eyelashes, looking vulnerable and pitiful. Gleaming ornaments adorned her body, and a pair of folded white holy wings extended from her back, marking her as an angel race being. Right after she finished speaking, Irene, the elven archer, immediately disagreed. No, I refuse to keep carrying a freeloader. I must take first place in the martial examination. Zheng Xiaoyu shot a glance at Angela. Putting on a saintly act now? Why hadn't she voiced any objections when they discussed this beforehand? If you want Wang Chu to stay, then you can leave alongside him. Hearing this, Angela closed her eyes and said no more. She did not want to be removed from the team as well. What about you, Xueqing? Finally, Zheng Xiaoyu turned to Li Xueqing, Wang Chu's childhood friend. Wang Chu also directed his gaze toward her. Over these 2 years, he had not formed a deep bond with the girl who had been the original host's childhood companion. Still, he was genuinely curious about what Li Xueqing would say. Xiaoyu? Jia, Wang Chu is nothing special to me. We are merely neighbors. Li Xueqing distanced herself from their relationship right away. Then she looked toward Wang Chu, her gaze calm. Xiao Chu, I have told you many times that as independent individuals, We ought to think for ourselves and not rely on others, behaving like a parasite. I do not deny your contributions, but they are minimal. With the martial examination drawing near, for the sake of more cultivation resources and our team's future, we hope you will withdraw from the team voluntarily. This way, everyone can part on good terms. Her tone was brisk yet icy, pushing him away without mercy. Wang Chu burst out laughing. If he had not known what the game's cutscenes for Li Xueqing entailed, he might have actually believed her. Spouting that independent, mind rhetoric at me? Then you ought to stop drinking all those magic potions I prepared for you. You claim to be independent in every respect except when it comes to resources, don't you? Li Xueqing's fine eyebrows drew together. Those magic potions were purchased using team funds. What do they have to do with you? What did they have to do with him? Could she really be so oblivious, believing ordinary market, sold mana potions could sustain her massive mana consumption? As the bearer of the S-rank talent Frost Boundary, Li Xueqing possessed high burst power at the cost of enormous mana drain. Ordinary mana potions could never restore her mana fast enough. All the potions the team had been using were materials sourced by Wang Chu himself, crafted by exploiting loopholes he understood from the game. Kick him out. These girls truly had no idea what they were throwing away. They were losing someone who knew all major future events, mastered every instance, and excelled at every life skill. On top of that, were they really so oblivious? Had they never truly understood? Link could connect up to 5 practitioners and grant a 20% all attribute boost. Yet that boost was far more than what appeared on the surface. That 20% increase applied to movement speed, attack speed, cultivation speed, charisma, precision, and even luck. Every numerical stat received the bonus. By the way, Xiaoqiu, Li Xueqing paused and kept speaking. After you leave the team, you cannot cancel the link buff for us. We still need it. She spoke completely matter-of-factly. One moment preaching independence, the next demanding he keep the link active. Get lost. With those words, Wang Chu directly deactivated the link talent. You have revoked the link status for Zheng Xiaoyu, Li Xueqing, Irene, and Angela. Cultivation? Rate bonuses granted by Link will gradually fade. At the exact same moment, the 4 girls received notifications informing them their 20% all attribute buff had vanished. Wang Chuyu. Li Xueqing's eyes widened, her composure crumbling. How dare he refuse her? Xueqing, waste no more words on him. Since he will not leave of his own accord, I will kick him out. Zheng Xiaoyu's face darkened as she operated the team interface on her wrist device. A moment later, Wang Chu's wrist-worn device vibrated. Ding, you have been removed from the Xiaoyu squad. Zheng Xiaoyu let out a cold snort. You got the removal notice, didn't you? Do you think I would hesitate to kick you right before the martial examination? It only costs 20% team points, and I can afford that loss. I already found someone to take your spot. When I announce the new roster, you will see just how worthless you are compared to them. And dare to revoke Link? I will make sure no team in this school will ever accept you. Wang Chu paid no attention to her threats. The instant he was removed from the team, a voice echoed inside his mind. Ding! Congratulations player Wang Chu for unlocking the hidden achievement, quit the team. Your B-rank talent Link has evolved into the SSS-rank talent Goddess Link. Goddess Link SSS. Rank talent effect 1. Grants a base 100% all attribute boost to yourself or any target. Each successfully linked goddess raises the boost by an additional 50%. Current linked targets, 0. Effect 2. When a linked goddess's favorability reaches 80%, you permanently gain the most powerful innate talent within her bloodline. When favorability hits 100%, the acquired talent rises 1 rank. Description: Link, Link, Link. Keep forging those links. A hidden achievement? Wang Chu's expression remained calm, his eyes flickering slightly. As a completionist who unlocked every achievement in the original game, he knew for certain that no quit the team achievement existed in the original title. He had never expected that being forced out of the team would trigger an evolution of his talent. Reading through Goddess Link's description, he was genuinely astonished. This talent was utterly overpowered. The base all attribute boost had jumped from 20% all the way to 100%, and it scaled further with every goddess he linked. Meaning, if he linked 2 goddesses, he could deliver a 200% all attribute boost. Effect 2 was even more terrifying. By linking enough goddesses, he could acquire countless powerful talents. Furthermore, when favorability hit 100%, an S-rank talent would advance to SS rank, and an SS rank talent could advance all the way to SSS rank. He just had to figure out what qualified as a successful link. His train of thought was cut short by Zhang Xiaoyu's non-stop ranting. Wang Chu, from this day onward, your reputation across all of Huaihai City will be ruined. No squad will dare take you in. I will not pay you a single copper from the team's shared account that belongs to you. Wang Chu shot them a glance, said nothing, and exited the instance dungeon. He had no desire to waste time on these people. Time to go find some goddesses to link. Silence fell over the instance dungeon. He's just leaving like that? Angela looked surprised. Humph, he must be too ashamed to stay. Zhang Xiaoyu pulled her longsword free from the ground and turned toward Li Xueqing. Xueqing, my apologies for not warning you ahead of time about removing Wang Chu. Li Xueqing shook her head and spoke softly. Captain, it does not bother me. If you had not brought it up, I would have. We and he exist on parallel paths that will never intersect. We do not belong to the same world. We have put up with him for so long. He ought to be grateful to us. Zhang Xiaoyu was satisfied with her answer and smiled. Good to hear. Outside the instance dungeon, Wang Chu materialized at the teleport exit, and students from Class 6 immediately swarmed around him. Wow, incredible Wang Chu. How did you pull off the 23-minute clear? Wang Chu, look out for us from now on. We want to follow you. Right. No other team has even finished the second place run yet. So jealous. Yeah, he's just lucky to have his childhood friend pulling strings for him. Mixed emotions showed on their faces. Only a few were genuinely congratulating him. Most were filled with envy and jealousy. Why him? Why did he get to join a team with 4S rank talented girls through his childhood friend Li Xueqing? And now they had taken first place in the Brave Squad qualification round. Their guaranteed admission was all but assured. How unfair. Homeroom teacher Mr. Huang pushed through the crowd. Hurrying over to Wang Chu, he clapped him hard on the shoulder, brimming with excitement. Wang Chu, I always knew you could do it. You were the most outstanding student I have ever taught. My pride. A broad grin spread across his face. No ordinary class student in this school had ever obtained guaranteed admission before. Year, in bonuses, performance pay, great things awaited him. Wang Chu had no intention of lingering here. Ignoring everyone, he walked straight toward the school gates. Back inside the instance, he had checked the status prompt for the 4 girls. Target does not meet goddess qualification criteria. How strange. Even though Zhang Xiaoyu and the others have poor personalities, they are the game's heroines, possessing top-tier beauty and talent. If even they do not qualify as goddesses, who does? Wang Chu frowned in thought. Could their flawed character be the reason they fail the qualification? The students watching his departing back muttered among themselves. Acting all high and mighty now that he's getting guaranteed admission, huh? Exactly. Some freeloader thinks he's hot stuff. Mr. Huang shot a stern glare at the gossiping students. Watch your mouths. Do you really think you are on Wang Chu's level? He just finished a grueling instance run. He's heading home to rest. What is strange about that? Instead of working hard yourselves, you waste time talking behind others' backs. When you enter society, Mr. Huang, a cold voice cut him off from behind the crowd. Every head turned instantly. The 4S rank talented school beauties stood at the instance teleport exit. Each possessed breathtaking, distinct beauty. At their head was Zhang Xiaoyu, with golden hair and silver steel armor, bearing a valiant bearing. She looked calmly over the crowd and spoke. Everyone, as of today, Wang Chu has been removed from our team. He is no longer one of us. Everything related to him has nothing further to do with our squad. Mr. Huang's breath caught. Wang Chu got kicked out. What about my bonus, my performance pay? No. Midday sunlight streamed through floor, to ceiling windows into the room. Chenlina wore a tight turtleneck knit top and casual shorts. Strands of hair fell beside her delicate, beautiful face, and longing lingered in her eyes. I wonder how Xueqing is doing. She sighed softly. Today was the day of Li Xueqing's Brave Squad Qualification Challenge. By this time, the competition should have concluded, yet she had not heard any news from her daughter. At some point over the years, the daughter who had once been so close to her had grown distant. Knock, knock, knock. A knock sounded at the door. Chenlina's eyes lit up. Barefoot, she hurried over and pulled the door open. Xueqing, you. Her words trailed off. Wang Chu stood in the doorway, smiling and waving at her. Aunt Lina, it's me. It's you, Xiao Chu. Disappointment flickered across Chenlina's face. Still, Wang Chu had grown up alongside her daughter, and she had always regarded him like family. Come on in, don't stand in the doorway. Since Wang Chu was on the same team as Xueqing, she hoped to ask him for news. Chenlina took Wang Chu by the hand and led him inside. The layout of the house was exactly as he remembered. The original host had often come over to see Li Xueqing. After transmigrating, Wang Chu rarely visited. Following Chenlina inside, Wang Chu observed her graceful figure. Chunlina was in her 30s, yet she barely showed any signs of aging, carrying a uniquely mature charm. Regarding Goddess Link's effect, upon successfully linking a goddess, permanently obtained the most powerful talent within her bloodline, raising that talent one rank. Wang Chu had already formed a rough plan the moment he left the instance. The fastest way for him to test how Goddess Link functioned was someone he already knew. That was Li Xueqing, bearer of the S-rank talent Frost Boundary. Her mother. The moment he opened the door, Chunlina did not disappoint Wang Chu. Ding! Detectable goddess for connection located. Goddess, Chunlina, stats, 95/63/92, age, 36, talent, Flower of Greed S, rank, realm, bone, refining realm tier 3, goddess rating, 91 points. Her rating was as high as 91 points. He wondered what exactly counted as a successful connection. The next second, a prompt echoed inside Wang Chu's mind. Ding! Would you like to select Chunlina as your connection target? Wang Chu raised an eyebrow and immediately agreed. Yes. Ding! Chunlina has been set as your goddess connection target. Current Chunlina devotion value, 0%. Connection will be completed once Chunlina's devotion value reaches 80%. No other targets may be selected before devotion value hits 80%. Some invisible thread seemed to bind Wang Chu and Chunlina together. Walking ahead, Chunlina's body stiffened. A strange, unsettling emotion washed over her. What's wrong, Aunt Lena? Wang Chu's steady voice came from behind her. Nothing, Chunlina replied softly. They entered the living room. Wang Chu sat down on the sofa while Chunlina brought him a glass of water. She stole glances at his profile. He was so handsome, truly handsome, extremely handsome, the kind of handsomeness that stirred one's heart. Wang Chu had not visited her home for a long time, yet they crossed paths often. Never before had she thought he looked so breathtakingly attractive. Something about him felt different now. Here, Xiao Chu, have some water. Thank you, Aunt Lena. Chunlina sat on the sofa to his left. Her long, shapely legs were pressed together and angled to one side, her hands folded over her knees. How did your challenge competition go today? It went very well. We cleared the Great Earth Dragon Lair in 23 minutes and took first place. That's wonderful. Chunlina clapped her hands excitedly, her figure shifting beneath her knit sweater. Thank you, Xiao Chu. I feel much more at peace knowing you look after Xueqing on the team. When you both enroll in Daxiao Martial Arts Academy, please keep looking out for Xueqing. What about you, Aunt Lena? Wang Chu took a sip of water and lifted his gaze toward her. Me, what about me? Chunlina's smile froze on her face. Think about it. Xueqing mostly lives in the team dormitory these days. She barely comes home once a month. From what I've seen, she hardly even calls you, right? Once she enters Daxiao Martial Arts Academy, the two of you will see even less of each other. Li Xueqing was just that sort of person. To put it nicely, she was aloof. To put it bluntly, she was ungrateful and unreasonable. Judging by the game lore notes, Li Xueqing believed her father had died saving Chunlina. For that reason, she grew up resenting Chunlina and blamed her for her father's death. She spent most of her time at the team base, and their interactions boiled down to one single thing, asking for money. That was one of Wang Chu's openings. Chunlina forced a faint smile. Children grow up and move away. As long as you kids stay safe and sound, I will be happy. Aunt Lena, don't fool yourself. You know full well Li Xueqing holds resentment toward you. Xiao Chu you. I heard Li Xueqing say she blames you for her father's death and hates you. The moment those words landed, Chunlina's face turned deathly pale. What did you say? Did Xiao Qing really say that? Li Xueqing had never actually said those words, but since Wang Chu claimed she had, in Chunlina's mind, she had. She did. And she also said. Wang Chu wore a pained expression. What else did she say? Chunlina pressed anxiously. Aunt Lena, I do not wish to repeat it, but those words. Wang Chu looked deeply conflicted. Tell me, Xiao Chu. I can bear it. Chunlina reached out and gripped his arms, leaning close. A floral fragrance drifted to Wang Chu's nose. Perfect. She was taking the bait. Secretly pleased, Wang Chu spoke in a gentle tone. Xueqing said, she wished you had been the one who died back then. Those words shattered Chunlina. Her body swayed, nearly collapsing, and tears burst forth. Through sobs she spoke. Back then, her father was the one who made a mistake. He cheated and was beaten to death by the aggrieved husband. I kept the truth from Xueqing to preserve her father's reputation. How could things have turned out like this? Wang Chu had not expected such explosive background details. This was information outside the official lore notes. How could a man blessed with such a beautiful wife still choose to cheat? Seeing Chunlina weeping, Wang Chu shifted to sit beside her. He rested one hand on her back and wrapped his other arm around her slender waist, drawing her into an embrace. Chunlina buried her face against his chest and cried. Overwhelmed by grief, she did not resist his touch. Beneath the sorrow, faint, unfamiliar feelings began to stir inside her. Listening to her quiet sobs against him, Wang Chu prepared to press forward with his second opening. By the way, Aunt Lena, if I remember correctly, there is a special mark on your lower abdomen. That mark looks just like a withered flower. A withered flower. Chunlina trembled in his hold. How did Xiao Chu know about that? She lifted her tear-stained face. What are you talking about, Xiao Chu? Do not pretend, Aunt Lena. I saw it many times when I was little. Wang Chu lied casually. He had never seen it in person. He only knew of it from the game lore. Chunlina's cheeks flushed bright red. The mark was hidden in a very private spot. Only someone who had seen her intimately would know of its existence. Xiao Chu, it is just a tattoo I got when I was young and foolish. Do not follow in my footsteps. Wang Chu leaned in and whispered beside her ear, warm breath fanning over her skin. You are not being honest, Aunt Lena. That is the flower of greed, is it not? The flower of greed was an extremely rare S-rank talent in this world. Its unique power was that the mark would bloom and grow brighter as its potential was awakened. As the flower flourished, so would the bearer's realm and combat power. Conversely, if the talent lay dormant for too long, the bearer's realm would steadily decline. If the flower of greed fully bloomed, it would grant massive power to both the bearer and whoever awakened it. Chunlina's flower of greed had laid dormant for years, dragging her realm all the way down from the void, manifesting realm to her current bone, refining realm. If nothing changed, she would eventually fall all the way back to the spirit, awakening realm. Xiao Chuyu. Aunt Lena, professional cultivators live and die by their talents. Wasting such great power like this is such a pity. You have endured so much for Xueqing. You are already remarkable. Xiao Chu, what you are saying is inappropriate. I will get angry. Chunlina's throat went dry, a hint of anger in her expression. Years of suppression had accustomed her to hardship, yet now buried emotions stirred restlessly inside her. Wang Chu's arms around her tightened slightly. Think of Xueqing, Aunt Lena. All of Xueqing's hatred stems from the mistakes of that man. Why should you carry that burden for years for crimes you never committed? Chunlina's heart quivered as Wang Chu's low voice continued to murmur beside her ear. Your current realm is barely enough to protect yourself. How will you ever protect Xueqing then? You hold such extraordinary talent. You could grow far stronger. Once you become a powerful cultivator, your relationship with Xueqing will surely improve. At his words, the body in his arms gradually relaxed, growing soft against him. It had all been that man's fault, yet she was the one whose life had nearly been destroyed. She burned with desire for retribution. Her knit sweater slipped onto the floor as the sofa shifted. On the wall hung a family photograph, its subject smiling brightly. Number of connected goddesses, 1. All. Attribute bonus increased by 50%, total bonus 150%. Devotion value plus 30%. Devotion value plus 10%. Wang Chu frowned as he watched the devotion value tick slowly upward, only reaching 50% after quite some time. Connection does raise devotion value, but after that initial 30% boost, the gains keep shrinking. Reaching 80% to unlock the talent will take more time, or perhaps a special opportunity. Still, the power of the flower of greed was undeniable. Wang Chu's realm had jumped directly from spirit, awakening realm to bone, refining realm. The magical patterns of the flower of greed glowed faintly, and Chunlina's complexion looked much healthier. Aunt Lena, tidy up here. I am going home to fetch my luggage. Luggage? What for? I am moving in. Wang Chu had lived alone ever since arriving in this world. His original host's parents were long absent, yet regular living expenses kept arriving in his bank account. You want to move in here? Chunlina gasped in shock. What if Xueqing comes back? She will not. Even if you died at home, she would hardly notice. Chunlina fell silent. Brutal as his words were, she could find no counter-argument. Xiao Chu, I thought you had feelings for Xueqing. What if she finds out about us? A faint trace of jealousy colored her tone. Who said I liked her? Wang Chu clicked on his phone app. Aunt Lena, the real reason I kept seeking out Li Xueqing is because I like you. Pink spread across Chunlina's cheeks the instant he finished speaking. Why? You, what nonsense are you spouting? Goddess Chunlina, devotion value plus 3%. Oh, even that worked to raise devotion value. Outwardly resistant, inwardly receptive. That gave Wang Chu a new idea. Devotion value could rise from more sources besides deep connection. That night, Lina rested her head on Wang Chu's chest as he scrolled through moments on his phone. A newly posted update popped up at the top of the feed. Lina recognized the profile picture instantly. It is Xueqing. She hastily grabbed Wang Chu's phone to read the post. May 13th, sunny. Today is a wonderful day. The Xiaoyu team finished the Brave Squad Challenge in 23 minutes, taking first place and securing our spot as the top candidate team. Thank you for all your well wishes. We will keep striving and aim for first place in the simulation tournament tomorrow night. Tomorrow evening, the Xiaoyu team will host a victory banquet on the 28th floor revolving restaurant of Glory Hotel. All classmates are welcome. Additionally, following team deliberation, Wang Chu has been formally expelled from the Xiaoyu team. From today onward, all actions of Wang Chu bear no relation to the Xiaoyu team. Beneath the text was a group photo of Zhang Xiaoyu, Li Xueqing, Ai Lin, and Nji La, the 4 academy goddesses. The next day, Wang Chu sat slouched in his classroom seat and yawned. Even young men full of energy could grow tired. Li Xueqing wanted to provoke him with moments. Wang Chu had already gotten his measure of payback through Lina. Thanks to her awakened talent, Lina had advanced from Bone, refining Realm Tier 3 all the way to Bone, refining Realm Tier 8, nearly breaking through to the Yuan condensing realm. That had been her realm before she became widowed. With Wang Chu beside her, her future potential stretched far beyond that threshold. Wang Chu's only headache was Lina's devotion value. It had stalled at 60% and barely moved anymore. He still needed 20% more to unlock his first talent. Whispers circulated among the students watching Wang Chu's unruffled demeanor. Look how calm Wang Chu acts, getting kicked off the team right before the martial arts exam. I always knew he was dead weight. Goddess Zheng finally came to her senses. What an embarrassment to our class. I heard those 4 goddesses were willing to sacrifice 20% of their team points just to kick him out. 20% points means nothing to the Xiaoyu team. They still hold first place. Yesterday, they had fawned over him. Today they treated him with icy contempt. Human nature laid bare. Last night, all 4 members of the Xiaoyu team posted moments publicly cutting ties with Wang Chu. Right after that, a forum post shot straight to the top of the school's online forum. I am Zheng Xiaoyu. A few words about expelled student Wang Chu. Hello everyone, I am Zheng Xiaoyu, captain of the Xiaoyu team. Sorry to take up public attention with private business. I write this post to warn everyone. Beware of Wang Chu, a shameless parasite. Originally, on Li Xueqing's recommendation, we recruited Wang Chu for his connection talent. Knowing his combat ability was poor, we let him stay out of danger during dungeons and assigned him mainly logistical work. We all looked forward to competing together at the martial arts exam. Then we discovered Wang Chu had abused our trust and squandered large sums from our team account. Attached was a screenshot showing purchases of medicinal herbs and refined steel ingots. As you can see, most of our team funds were spent on these materials. None of these items are needed for our team. One cannot help but wonder, where did all these supplies go? Did they end up lining Wang Chu's own pockets? Hi. Praise comments below came from Ai Lin, Li Xueqing, and Nji La in support of the post. Fully back Captain Xiaoyu. I wanted to kick this parasite out ages ago. Finally some justice. I wish this were a misunderstanding, but the transaction records speak for themselves. It was my mistake bringing Wang Chu into the team. I will take responsibility and make amends in the simulation tournament. One heavily criticized comment caught Wang Chu's eye. Those herbs are ingredients for magic potions, and refined steel is used to forge armor and bows. Are you serious? Whoever wrote it dared to swim against the tide. The comment was buried under replies calling the poster Wang Chu's alt account or his lapdog. Every new refresh brought more comments condemning Wang Chu and sympathizing with the Academy goddesses. Zheng Xiaoyu read the thread, and a triumphant smile tugged at her lips. Wang Chu, you refused to quit when I told you to. Now your reputation is destroyed. Publicly shamed, what path remains open for you? The martial arts exam drew near. Scores combined team, event, and individual event results. Stripped of team points, and stuck at Spirit, Awakening Realm, Wang Chu would struggle to get into even the lowest-ranked martial arts academies. Thinking of his predicament, Zheng Xiaoyu could not suppress a quiet laugh. Wang Chu, are you hiding somewhere crying right now? Wang Chu felt nothing of the sort. Just as that lone forum comment had pointed out, every single purchased material had been for the team's own use. The Xiaoyu team was made up of deeply flawed individuals. Captain Zheng Xiaoyu was a swordsman with S-rank talent sword heart. She charged head first into combat without dodging, breaking her armor after nearly every fight. Ai Lin was an archer with S-rank talent wind's blessing. Unable to reach Yuan, condensing realm yet. She relied on physical bows, and Wang Chu had crafted countless arrows for her. And Jila was a healer with rank talent Sacred Healing. Her healing power was strong, yet she cared more about fancy trinkets than proper gear. As for Li Xueqing, a high damage mage who drained all her mana in just 2 skills. Once her mana was gone, she was weaker than a goblin. Without my crafted mana potions in hand, made arrows, the Xiaoyu team will start falling apart within 2 days. Wang Chu was completely unconcerned, waiting to watch the drama unfold. He wondered who would become their next scapegoat. It would be entertaining to watch the 4 girls turn on each other. As Wang Chu pondered this, a shrill voice cut through the classroom silence. Wang Chu, get out of here. Head teacher Huang stood at the classroom door, one hand on his hip, the other pointing at Wang Chu and shouting, "You are the worst student I have taught in my more than 10 years of teaching. Worthless. Trash. You don't even deserve to sit in on my class." The students burst into wild laughter. Old Huang, didn't you publicly praise Wang Chu yesterday, calling him the finest student you'd ever taught and saying you were proud of him? How could your attitude shift so drastically? Seconds later, teacher Huang saw Wang Chu sitting motionless in his seat, not even glancing in his direction, and flew into a rage. He stormed over to Wang Chu's desk. The aura of a condensed origin realm cultivator washed over Wang Chu. "Fine, you refuse to leave? I'll drag you out myself." With that, he reached out, grabbed Wang Chu's arm, and pulled hard. But Wang Chu did not budge an inch. He looked back at teacher Huang with a faint, knowing smile. Teacher Huang froze where he stood. He had only used less than 30% of his strength, yet that should have been more than enough to overpower a Spirit Awakening Realm student. "Damn it! How dare you mock me?" Teacher Huang's eyes blazed, and he poured more force into his grip. This time, even a bone, refining realm tier 3 student would not have been able to resist. And yet, Wang Chu remained in his lazy posture, elbow propped on the desk, cheek resting in one palm. After successfully forming a Goddess Link with Chun-Lina, the full attribute bonus from the Goddess Link talent had reached 150%. On top of that, he had broken through the final threshold and advanced to the Bone Refining Realm. A Bone Refining Realm cultivator with a 150% full attribute boost. You've broken through to the Bone Refining Realm? As a condensed origin realm teacher, Huang spotted the change right away. But so what if he was Bone Refining Realm? I am condensed origin realm. Just as he prepared to unleash his full power, a soft, melodious voice rang out from outside the classroom. "Excuse me, is Wang Chu here?" The voice was like heavenly music, gentle yet cool, carrying a distant reserve. Huang, already boiling with anger, spun around and snapped. "Who the hell is it? Can't you see I'm in the middle of something?" "It's me." When Huang laid eyes on the visitor, he fell dead silent. An unexpected girl stood in the doorway. Her loose school uniform could not hide her striking figure for someone her age. The collar sat slightly open, revealing her slender neck, and her waist was narrow and graceful. The ordinary uniform looked distinctly elegant on her. Ning Zhuqing. The students, who had just been snickering at Wang Chu's scolding, fell silent. Whoa, it's school beauty Ning Zhuqing. Wait a second, why is the school beauty looking for Wang Chu? Who knows, Ning Zhuqing is the strongest cultivator in our academy. Word is she's already Bone Refining Realm Tier 7. She and Wang Chu are worlds apart. Quiet. Huang shouted twice to restore order. In an instant, his expression shifted to an obsequious grin. It's Ning Zhuqing. Who are you looking for?" This girl was the most powerful student at Huaihai Martial Arts Academy. More importantly, she came from an influential background. Huang had once watched the principal bow and scrape before her, even more fawning than he was right now. Huang was convinced that if Ning Zhuqing could not reach something on a high shelf, the principal would kneel down and offer his back as a step stool for her. "I'm looking for Wang Chu." Ning Zhuqing lifted her slender finger and pointed toward Wang Chu, seated in the second to last row by the window. "Wang Chu." Huang's voice rose in shock. Then a thought dawned on him. "Miss Ning, you may not know, Wang Chu was kicked out of the summer rain team yesterday. He is no longer one of their members." Ning Zhuqing nodded calmly. "I know. That is precisely why I have come to find him." With that, she walked into the classroom amid the stunned stares of every student, and strode straight over to Wang Chu's desk. She held out her hand, the very hand countless boys dreamed of touching. Eyes went wide. An unbelievable thought took root in every student's mind. Wait, her posture, her gaze, what she was about to do. Could it be that she's going to? No way. Goddess Ning. Why him? Is it just because he's good looking? Wang Chu. Would you like to join my team? The whole classroom drew in a collective breath. She had actually said it. Wang Chu, the boy branded a parasite and cast out by the summer rain team, had just received an invitation from Ning Zhuqing, the school beauty. Everyone remembered that Ning Zhuqing's team had cleared the giant earth dragon lair in 35 minutes. While not as fast as Summer Rain Team's 23-minute record, it still ranked second in Huaihai City. Miss Ning, have you made some kind of mistake? Huang swallowed hard. Everything unfolding before his eyes felt utterly surreal. I do not make jokes. Ning Zhuqing shook her head softly, glanced at Huang with lowered eyes, and said coolly, I think everyone has forgotten something. Before Wang Chu joined Summer Rain Team, my Baohenia team was Huaihai City's #1 squad. Those words stunned the whole room. Come to think of it, that was true. At Huaihai Martial Arts Academy, Summer Rain Team had always ranked below Ning Zhuqing's Baohenia team. Some time ago, Summer Rain Team had suddenly overtaken them. Everyone had taken it for granted. After all, Summer Rain Team had 4S rank talent female cultivators. The Baohenia team only had Ning Zhuqing with an S rank talent. The rest of her members were A rank. But those talents had not just awakened recently. For 2 years, Summer Rain Team had stayed in second place even with those 4 powerful girls. Why? Could it be that Wang Chu was never a parasite, but something else entirely? Oh my god, my mind is racing. Meanwhile, Wang Chu met Ning Zhuqing's beautiful eyes. A faint, pleasant fragrance drifted to his nose. Ding. Detectable goddess located. Goddess, Ning Zhuqing. Stats, 88/58/90. Age, 18. Talent, Heavenly Thunder Pivot S, rank. Realm, Bone, Refining Realm Tier, 7. Goddess rating, 95 points. Available goddess link slots, 0. Ning Zhuqing is actually inviting me to join her team? Her move caught Wang Chu completely off guard. Ning Zhuqing held extraordinary status. In his past life memories, she was the daughter of the great Xia prefect. In other words, she was nobility. Her father was an SS rank talent cultivator and the current great Xia prefect. Wait a minute, Wang Chu's mind raced. If he could establish a goddess link with Ning Zhuqing, once her devotion value hit 100%, he would obtain an SSS rank talent. Wang had already let go of Wang Chu's wrist. All traces of his earlier rage vanished, replaced by a wide smile. A golden dragon cannot be confined to a shallow pond. I was only pushing you hard out of genuine concern, afraid you would fall apart after being expelled. Now such a wonderful opportunity has appeared. You must seize it. Accept Miss Ning's invitation at once. Everyone else fell speechless. Good grief. What an obvious change of attitude. Still, almost no one doubted Wang Chu would accept. While not as famous as Summer Rain Team, the Baohenia team was still a top-tier 2nd-ranked squad. Even without guaranteed academy admission, their team bonus for the martial arts exam would be substantial. And Wang Chu was in such a tough spot right now. Only a fool would turn this down. The next second, Wang Chu spoke in a calm tone. I decline. Everyone, huh? Did I hear that right? He actually turned down the school beauty's invitation. So it won't work after all. Disappointment flickered across Ning Zhuqing's eyes. Perhaps Wang Chu simply knows too little about our team. Refusal is understandable. She paused, then continued. Wang Chu, my offer is sincere. You can get to know us first before making your final decision. My invitation stands until you agree. The students did not know how to process what they were witnessing. Miss Ning, wake up. Are you under some sort of spell? Get to know them first before deciding? This feels like a courtship. This is too absurd. If this got posted on the school forum, it would blow up completely. The students stared daggers at Wang Chu. Then Wang Chu spoke lazily. I have no intention of joining your team for now. That said, I can offer you tactical support. Retake first place? That will be easy. Retake first place? Easy. The classroom erupted. Bro, you're hilarious. Haha, that's the funniest thing I've heard all year. A mere B rank talent, nobody's spouting such nonsense. He has 0 self-awareness. Wait a second, aren't you only C rank yourself? That's different. A girl's C rank talent is equivalent to a boy's A rank talent. Don't you get it? Shock gave way to mocking laughter. Did he have any idea what it would take for Baohenia team to reclaim first place? Even with 4S rank girls carrying him, Summer Rain team had only hit that 23-minute clear time. If they kicked him out and brought in someone stronger, their times would only improve. To beat them, Baohenia team would need to cut at least 12 minutes off their 35-minute run. Wang Chu, watch what you say. Huang hurried to stop him. Wang Chu had gotten a rare chance with the 2nd-ranked team. He could not afford to ruin it. Second place was still excellent. Ning Zhuqing glanced at Huang and said softly, Teacher Huang, I believe in Wang Chu. Given enough time, he truly can lead Bauhinia team back to first place. Just like how he helped Summer Rain team beat us before. The students could only sigh. She was completely convinced. Everyone thought Summer Rain team's 23-minute record had nothing to do with Wang Chu. He was just riding their coattails. Wang Chu met Ning Zhuqing's gaze and smiled faintly. Interesting. He slowly stood up. We don't need extra time. We can do it right now. Right now? Another outrageous claim. Haha. If they beat Summer Rain team's time, I'll eat my shoes. 5 minutes down to under 23? That's impossible. Dude, have you lost your mind? But Ning Zhuqing smiled brightly and nodded. Very well. Come with me. Aren't you curious why I trust you so much? Ning Zhuqing glanced back at Wang Chu as they walked. Wang Chu blinked. Because I'm good looking. He had barely interacted with Ning Zhuqing before. He had no special charm ability to make her trust him unconditionally. Ning Zhuqing chuckled. Actually, it is not trust in you. I trust that Zheng Xiaoyu and the other three could never surpass my Bauhinia team, relying solely on their own strength. All right, fair enough. Disappointed not to hear the answer you wanted? A playful smirk tugged at Ning Zhuqing's lips. All right, I'll stop teasing you. Though you really are the most handsome person I have ever met. Tell me, why are you willing to help me? Wang Chu said flatly. Help you? Anyone would do. I just want to crush Summer Rain team. Ning Zhuqing pouted softly. Idiot. Couldn't he say it was because she was pretty? When they reached the dungeon portal, 3 boys and 1 girl were already waiting. Ning Zhuqing stepped forward and pointed toward a burly young man. Wang Chu, let me introduce you to my teammates. This is Chun Lei, Shield Warrior, A-rank talent. No need. Wang Chu waved his hand, cutting her off. Just follow my orders. No matter what your current lineup is, we can beat Summer Rain team's 23-minute record. Hearing this, the 4 teammates reacted in different ways. A tall, thin young man stared sharply at Wang Chu, his tone hostile. Follow your orders? You're just a discarded player kicked off another team. What gives you the right to command us? Ning Zhuqing frowned. Duan Fan, Wang Chu is my guest. Everyone will treat him with respect. Duan Fan snorted. Captain, have you been fooled by him? If he was truly capable, Summer Rain team would never have cast him out. Zheng Xiaoyu and the others are no fools. I'll say this plainly. Duan Fan declared. If he stays, I go. Only one of us can remain on this team. The other teammates looked troubled. They had fought alongside Duan Fan for a long time. His personality was unpleasant, but they worked well together. Changing members right before the martial arts exam made no sense. Duan Fan dared to issue this ultimatum because he knew Wang Chu had already turned down Ning Zhuqing's formal offer. He suspected Ning Zhuqing's classroom invitation had merely been meant to provoke Zheng Xiaoyu. Ning Zhuqing gave a quiet laugh. Your request to leave the team is approved. Duan Fan had stood there full of confidence and froze completely. Wait, Captain. I didn't say I wanted to quit. You did. Ning Zhuqing replied. I choose Wang Chu. Even if he will not formally join us, my support is with him. She tapped on her wrist-mounted device. I have submitted your departure application. You may confirm it now. Captain, Chun Lei and the others were stunned. One teammate was gone just like that. Fine. Very well. Duan Fan's eyes widened, a bitter smile spreading across his face. Ning Zhuqing, you would turn against me over someone else's reject. Very well. I will watch closely to see how you manage to take first place. He confirmed the application and stormed off without looking back. Ning Zhuqing paid him no mind and turned back to Wang Chu with a smile. You see, I just lost a teammate because of you. You still refuse to join officially, but would you at least come into the dungeon with us? Wang Chu studied Ning Zhuqing for a moment and nodded. Very well. I'll tag along for this run. He suspected Ning Zhuqing had wanted to get rid of troublesome Duan Fan for a long time. Helping her out cost him nothing, especially since she was a potential goddess-link target. Besides, clearing dungeons granted experience, like energy. Cultivators refined it to raise their realm and level up skills. Wang Chu joined as a temporary team member, and Ning Zhuqing activated the dungeon entry. Dim sunlight filtered through dense tree leaves, falling over the group. The smell of damp earth filled the air. This dungeon is brutal. Yesterday we forgot earth, affinity potions, and all our stats dropped by 30%. Chun Lei said. Right, but I came prepared today. Ning Zhuqing pulled out 5 vials. Condensed, origin, realm earth, affinity potions, boost earth, element affinity by 20%. She could afford higher, grade ones, but bone, refining, realm cultivators could only absorb potency up to condensed, origin, realm level from ordinary potions. At that moment, Wang Chu spoke. Drink mine instead. We are going for a speed run. He pulled out 4 bottles and passed them around. I'll cover supplies. You're here to help us. I can't make you pay. Ning Zhuqing tried to push them back toward him. Who said it's free? 10,000 apiece. Wang Chu said plainly. 10,000 a bottle? You might as well rob us. Lin Tao said loudly. A soil element affinity potion for the condensing origin realm costs, at most 5,000. How dare you sell it for 10,000? Wang Chu shrugged and said nothing. Ning Zhuqing spoke bluntly. All right. Right after speaking, she took the potion from Wang Chu and drank it all in one gulp. Captain Yu. Before Lin Tao could finish her sentence, Ning Zhuqing's pupils suddenly constricted. Captain, what's wrong? Lin Tao asked hastily. Ning Zhuqing wore a grave expression. She glanced at the empty bottle in her hand and said in a deep voice, after drinking this soil element affinity potion, I gained a 50% attribute boost. In other words, my attribute penalty of 30% has vanished, and now I have a 20% attribute increase instead. Shocked by the news, Lin Tao also drank the potion. It really works. As top-tier students, they all knew that bone. Refining realm professionals could only absorb a portion of the efficacy from condensing origin realm potions. Yet this potion provided a full 30% higher attribute bonus than standard condensing origin realm potions. Could it be this special potion is the reason the Summer Rain team got such outstanding results? If we had this potion yesterday, we could have finished in under 25 minutes at the very least. Gao Tong, the team's healer, muttered to himself. Ning Zhuqing took a deep breath, her eyes sharp as she said solemnly, we need to move right now. Don't waste the potion's duration. As for why the potion worked so well, it had to be at least of Earth-grade quality. Got it. The other 3 were filled with high morale. With their overall attributes greatly enhanced by the potion, anyone could tell they stood a real chance to break the record. They had to seize this opportunity. Boom. The team cut through hordes of monsters along the way. For these elite students, ordinary foes posed little threat. After slaying the last monster, Chun Lei set down his shield, let out a sigh of relief, and grinned. 16 minutes. We've reached the lair's deepest chambers in only 16 minutes. Gao Tong frowned and looked at the others. We are much faster, that is true. But to beat Summer Rain Team's record, we have to defeat the Earth Dragon in 7 minutes. That might have been feasible yesterday, but we lost Duan Fan. Our total damage output feels insufficient. Heavy breathing echoed from deep inside the lair. The ground rumbled intermittently, signaling the terrifying creature dwelling within. Defeating the Earth Dragon in 7 minutes, it was undeniably a tough challenge. Don't worry. Wang Chu spoke up at that moment. What is it? Chun Lei asked anxiously. Every second counted right now. Wang Chu walked over to Chun Lei and handed him something. What's this? Spirit wood mushroom. Wang Chu said calmly. I picked it up along the way. When we fight, find an opening and toss it straight down the Earth Dragon's throat. The spirit wood mushroom is rich in wood, element energy, and special toxins. It counters the Earth Dragon perfectly and will lower all of its attributes by 50% for a short time. Everyone held their breath. Wang Chu, are you telling the truth? Gao Ting exclaimed in surprise. They had learned about exploiting elemental counters in class. But you could not just grab any random herb and expect it to work. Such methods normally required extensive testing. We will find out soon enough. Let's go, let's go. Lin Tao grew excited and urged Chun Lei forward. If the dragon's total attributes really dropped by 50%, defeating it within 7 minutes would be completely achievable. The 5 of them filed into the inner lair. Roar! Seeing intruders, the Earth Dragon inside let out a deep roar. The entire lair shook. Having fought the beast the day before, all 14 members were familiar with its patterns. Chun Lei leaped high and shouted loudly. His massive shield glowed bright red. Shield bash. Bang. The giant shield slammed against the side of the Earth Dragon's head, knocking its jaw sideways. Stung by the blow, the Earth Dragon roared furiously. Seizing the split, second chance, Chen Chu tossed the spirit wood mushroom directly into its open mouth. Gulp. It went down. Chun Lei cheered. The next instant, the Earth Dragon lashed out with its tail and sent Chun Lei flying. Ugh! Chun Lei crashed into the lair wall, leaving a large crater. Wang Chu, you lied to us. Buddy, this isn't a game. Give it some time to digest. Wang Chu said helplessly. Shortly after his words, the Earth Dragon that had been charging toward Chun Lei suddenly let out cries of agony. Ow! The spirit wood mushroom is taking effect. Ning Zhuqing's eyes lit up. Attack full force. All right, everyone charged forward without further discussion. Their teamwork was smooth and well practiced. Wang Chu hung back observing the fight and clicked his tongue. Ning Zhuqing's team had far better coordination than the Summer Rain team. The Summer Rain team was a mess. Some gave orders, some questioned them, some ignored them, some failed to understand them, and others kept barking out conflicting commands. Every single one thought they knew best. In less than 5 minutes, the Earth Dragon let out a hoarse wail, and its colossal body crashed heavily to the ground. We cleared it, Lin Tao shouted joyfully. The 4 of them had performed far better than on the previous day. Even without Duan Fan as secondary damage dealer, their efficiency had improved drastically. Ding! Successfully cleared Earth Dragon Lair. Total time, 20 minutes and 38 seconds. The 4 members of the Bauhinia team exchanged glances, brimming with uncontainable excitement. Wow, wow, wow. 20 minutes, 38 seconds. We broke the record. Hooray. Not only did we break it, we beat the old time by almost 3 full minutes. Brother Chu, you are incredible. How did you know the spirit wood mushroom would work? Yeah, and what is the secret behind that soil element affinity potion? Chen Lei and Lin Tao crowded around Wang Chu, chattering non-stop. Ning Zhuqing looked at Wang Chu with genuine admiration, then smiled faintly and turned toward her teammates. See? I knew I made the right call bringing him along. Go, Captain. Gao Tong knelt sorting the materials dropped by the Earth Dragon and voiced a thought. Just hypothetically, what if this is Summer Rain Team's strategy and Wang Chu merely copied it? Lin Tao let out a snort. Gao Tong, if Summer Rain Team already knew this trick, how long do you think their run would take? You have a point. With this method, they could probably finish in under 15 minutes. Exactly. I still cannot figure out why someone as capable as Brother Chu got kicked off Summer Rain Team. More often than not, a team did not lack tanks, damage dealers, or healers. What they lacked was a strategic mind. A brilliant strategist could bring out enough potential from 4 teammates to outperform a regular 5-person squad. Brother Chu, join our team. Lin Tao leaned toward Wang Chu, her eyes sparkling. She had already switched from calling him Wang Chu to Brother Chu. Ahem, Lin Tao, keep some composure. Ning Zhuqing pulled Lin Tao back away from Wang Chu. Lin Tao was getting far too close, and it was distracting. We can talk about it. Wang Chu gave neither acceptance nor refusal. He glanced at the system timer and continued speaking. Since the dungeon run is done, we ought to head out. Fine then, Lin Tao pouted. Ning Zhuqing smiled warmly at Wang Chu. The last spot on the Bauhinia team will always be open for you. When the 5 stepped out of the dungeon portal, a large crowd of students had already gathered around the entrance. Hey look, check the dungeon leaderboards. What? Someone beat the Earth Dragon Lair record. 20 minutes, 38 seconds. It's the Bauhinia team. Incredible, they are nearly 3 minutes faster. How did they pull that off? Wait a minute, is that Wang Chu? I get it now. Wang Chu just gave Summer Rain Team's tactics to Bauhinia team. That's pretty shameless. Hey, don't spout nonsense. Watch your mouths, or you will regret it. Lin Tao planted one hand on her hip and pointed towards several gossiping students in the corner. Ning Zhuqing swept her cold gaze across the surrounding onlookers and said in a firm voice, Are we using Summer Rain Team strategies? They are not worthy of that honor. Feel free to pass this message on to Zheng Xiaoyu. Starting today, the Bauhinia team will compete against Summer Rain Team and surpass every single one of their leaderboard records. Summer Rain Team had cast away their greatest asset on their own accord. What did they have left to fight against them? What? Wang Chu took Ning Zhuqing's team and cleared Earth Dragon Lair in 20 minutes? He also said they are going to compete against our Summer Rain team. Where does she get such arrogance? Inside a high-end custom dress boutique, Zheng Xiaoyu angrily ended her phone call. What is wrong, Xiaoyu? Irene asked while trying on formal gowns. Angela and Li Shueqing also turned their attention over. Zheng Xiaoyu's chest rose and fell with suppressed anger. Wang Chu helped Ning Zhuqing's Bauhinia team set a new record for Earth Dragon Lair, 20 minutes, 38 seconds. Ning Zhuqing also publicly declared she will beat every single one of our records. Is she joking? Who does she think she is? 20 minutes and 38 seconds? That is shockingly fast. Irene frowned. What good does getting first place do now? The Brave Squad assessment period is already over. Exactly. Zheng Xiaoyu took several deep breaths to calm her temper. Pay those attention, seekers no mind. Let us finish picking our gowns. We are the stars of today's event. Tomorrow we can reclaim our records when we have spare time. Right. You are absolutely right, Xiaoyu. Nearby, Li Shueqing stared at her reflection in the mirror. She wore a sapphire, blue formal gown that shimmered beautifully under the spotlights. Got kicked off the team and now throwing a tantrum by siding with Ning Zhuqing. Huh? A mocking smile tugged at her lips. Wang Chu. Oh, Wang Chu. Nothing but a useless man who relies on women. Evening arrived. At the revolving restaurant of Huaihai City Prestige Hotel, the banquet hall entrance was decorated elegantly with champagne, colored balloons, and decorative artificial flowers. The four girls of Summer Rain team stood at the entrance with self-satisfied smiles on their faces. Congratulations to Summer Rain team for advancing to Brave Squad status. You all look absolutely stunning tonight. A spot at the Great Xia Martial Arts Academy is practically guaranteed for you this year. Thank you. Thank you very much. The four girls replied to well-wishers with polished, practiced smiles. Hey Xiaoyu, renting this whole venue must cost at least 800,000. Where do we get that kind of money? Angela leaned over and whispered. Zheng Xiaoyu answered calmly. The hotel owner is sponsoring us. He only asks that we mention the hotel name during our formal interview later. Irene folded her arms across her chest. Angela, have you forgotten whose mother our captain is? Money is never an issue. I suppose that is true. While they whispered among themselves, Li Xueqing frowned. For some reason, she had felt uneasy and distracted since the night before. Just then, Angela pointed toward a woman stepping out of the elevator. Hey Xueqing, look, isn't that your aunt? Li Xueqing looked in that direction. A tall woman with long brown hair was walking toward them. Her silky brown hair fell over her shoulders. She wore a well-fitted, deep, red cheongsam that accentuated her graceful figure. The high side slit of the cheongsam revealed her long, fair legs. She carried the poised, gentle charm of a mature woman. When the woman drew near, Li Xueqing's expression hardened. Chunlina, why are you here? I came to offer my congratulations, Xueqing. Chunlina wore a placating smile. Li Xueqing let out a cold huff. She had not told Chunlina anything about this celebration. She never wanted her mother to show up and embarrass her in public. How did she even find this place? What bad luck. Did Wang Chu send you? Did he ask you to beg me to let him join our team? Hearing Wang Chu's name, a complicated look crossed Chunlina's face. She had only found out Wang Chu was kicked off the team last night through Li Xueqing's social feed. That explained why Wang Chu had come to see her yesterday afternoon. All of this was because of you. Seeing Chunlina stay silent, Li Xueqing was convinced her guess was correct and smirked contemptuously. Go back and tell Chunlina this. Wang Chu will never be allowed back on our team. I will not risk my own future for his sake. Standing nearby, Zheng Xiaoyu frowned. Li Xueqing really had no sense of occasion. So many people were watching. Even with their poor relationship, she should at least pretend for appearances. This would hurt Summer Rain team's reputation. Zheng Xiaoyu stepped in to smooth things over. Wow, Xueqing, your mother is so beautiful. She walked forward and shook Chunlina's hand. Hello, Auntie. I am Zheng Xiaoyu, captain of Summer Rain team. Xiaoyu, thank you for always looking after Xueqing. It is no trouble at all. Xueqing and I are very close best friends. Please come with me. We have reserved you a seat at the main table. Zheng Xiaoyu said politely. Li Xueqing turned her head away with a huff. Chunlina looked far different from usual tonight. Normally, she wore plain makeup and casual, everyday outfits. Today she had done elaborate makeup and wore this elegant, deep, red cheongsam. Many guests, both young and old, could not help glancing her way. Chunlina reached the main table. Another woman around her age was already seated in the primary position. The noisy celebration hall felt like mere background noise beside her. She sat upright and composed. Golden hair glowed softly under the ceiling lights, partially pinned back. Her facial features were cold and exquisite. Dressed in a simple white blouse, she had an elegant figure. What caught Chunlina's attention most were her eyes. They gave off an aura of sharp perceptibility, keeping others at arm's length. Chunlina swallowed nervously. Only 2 seats remained at this table. Sitting anywhere else would feel incredibly awkward. So she moved over and took the seat beside the golden-haired woman. Hello, I am Chunlina, Li Xueqing's mother from Summer Rain team. Seeing the woman's golden hair and certain familiar facial features, Chunlina assumed this must be one of Zheng Xiaoyu's relatives. The golden-haired woman gave Chunlina a calm glance and replied, Hello, my name is Mu Si. I am Zheng Xiaoyu's mother. Just as I thought. Zheng Xiaoyu's mother. Still, the name Mu Si felt strangely familiar to Chunlina. While she pondered, several middle-aged men and women approached the main table. Leading the group was Li Guocheng, principal of Huaihai Martial Arts Academy, whom Chunlina recognized. Sword Saint, greetings to you. Li Guocheng held up his wine glass respectfully with both hands toward Mu Si. Sword Saint? Chunlina's eyes widened in shock. She finally remembered. That was why the name sounded so well known. Mu Si, Sword Saint, one of the great Xia realm's Sea Mountain realm powerhouses. She was Zheng Xiaoyu's mother. Even with so many people gathering around her, Mu Si merely lifted her eyes and glanced over them. She gave a slight nod. She made no move to stand and converse with them. Li Guqing and the others maintained polite smiles and showed no trace of offense. After all, this was a sea mountain realm expert. The entire Great Xia realm only had several dozen people of that caliber. Li Guqing counted as one of Huaihai City's strong fighters. Yet he was merely void, manifestation realm. There was an entire major realm, divine illumination realm, separating him from sea mountain realm. Soon the hall lights dimmed as everyone waited expectantly. Stirring, uplifting background music began to play. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. Bright spotlights swept across the four girls of Summer Rain team. They were the center of everyone's attention. Good evening, everyone. I am Zheng Xiaoyu. Zheng Xiaoyu stood center, stage, her luxurious formal dress glittering brilliantly under the stage lights. Thank you to all my classmates, teachers and family for your wishes and support. Tonight marks the moment our Summer Rain team earns the title of Brave Squad. Of course, we still have much work ahead of us to fully live up to this honor. But through our collective hard work, we will absolutely succeed. First of all, I want to thank my mother. Zheng Xiaoyu finished her speech and handed the microphone over to Irene. Chenlina watched Li Xueqing shining brightly up on stage. A tender, proud smile spread across her face. Even though Li Xueqing treated her poorly, she did not hold it against her. As a mother, Li Xueqing would always be her source of pride. Ding dong. At that moment, Chenlina's phone vibrated. She frowned and unlocked her device. Aunt Lena, please come up to the second-floor banquet lounge. Take the staircase in the corner right behind you. The person who sent the text message was Wang Chu. Chenlina twisted her head and glanced upward. In the corner, there was a very inconspicuous dark figure. After a moment of hesitation, she replied, "Can you wait a little? Li Xueqing is about to speak. Beep. You can watch from the second floor. Besides, you wouldn't want Li Xueqing to find out about that matter, would you, Aunt Lena?" "That matter, no. Xueqing must never find out about that." Chenlina's expression instantly turned rigid. After a struggle within herself, Chenlina stood up and headed for the stairs. The second floor was a dim, narrow platform similar to a mezzanine. Standing on this small second-floor platform, one could lean out and overlook the banquet hall below. Wang Chu was standing beside a high-low wall, waving at Chenlina with a grin. "Aunt Lena, over here." Chenlina walked up to Wang Chu and spoke in a low voice. "Xiao Chu, why did you call me up here? What do you think I want?" "Chenlina?" The next second, Angela went around thanking every single person around her, calling each one by name. Those young men were moved to tears. Quite some time later, down below, Li Xueqing's cool, clear voice echoed, amplified by the microphone. "Thank you all for your well wishes. There is one thing I want to say here. Wang Chu, I know you are watching. Let me tell you, kicking you out of the Summer Rain team was the best decision I have ever made in my life. You want to come back to the Summer Rain team? That will never happen." Wang Chu was indeed watching. From the second floor. "Huh, did you guys hear something? Are you imagining things? I still think what Li Xueqing said was pretty interesting. I never thought there would be someone so shameless. But I heard that Ning Zhuqing, the campus beauty, even went to Wang Chu's class specially to invite him to join her team today. Not only that, the Bauhinia Flower team broke the Summer Rain team's record today with a time of 20 minutes and 38 seconds, a full 3 minutes faster. Is that for real?" The noisy banquet hall felt completely disconnected from Wang Chu. The long-awaited pleasant system notification sounded inside his mind. Ding! Goddess Chenlina, devotion value plus 30. Chenlina, devotion value has reached 90. Extracting talent. You have obtained S, rank talent boundary of ice. Boundary of ice S, rank talent. Effect. Ice, element skill damage increased to 300%. Spell consumption increased to 500%. Ice, element skill learning speed and proficiency gain increased by 200%. Description, Ray go. At this very moment, ice, element particles around Wang Chu surged as if they had found their master. They frantically streamed into his body. In only a few breaths' time, various elements flowed through the meridians all over his body. Wang Chu let out a long breath. Devotion value has finally passed 80%. It's just a pity we are still short of that last 10% to raise this S rank talent to SS rank. Boundary of Ice was an extremely formidable talent even among S ranks. It delivered devastating 300% damage output, its only flaw being the 500% spell consumption. In a team fight, you could only cast a few powerful big skills, but its raw power was unquestionable. That was exactly why Li Xueqing had grown so arrogant. "All right, Aunt Lena. Hearing this, Lina wore a look of grievance. Xiao Chu, how could you do this? How could I do this? Wang Chu grinned. If I had not seen her devotion value jump by 30% all at once, sitting at 90% now, I might actually believe she was truly wronged. Down below, Li Xueqing's fine brows drew together. She seemed to sense something and glanced toward the mezzanine. She only spotted two dark silhouettes and assumed they were staff members, so she looked away. Then she noticed Lina's seat at the main table was empty. She kept saying how much she cared about me, that I meant everything to her. And yet, she vanished right when I was giving my speech. She let out a cold laugh. She then handed the microphone over to Zhang Xiaoyu. Standing at the center of the stage, Zhang Xiaoyu spoke. I think many of you have seen the posts and moments we released yesterday and know about the personnel changes within our team. As captain of the Summer Rain team, I want to emphasize this once more. From now on, all matters related to Wang Chu have nothing to do with the Summer Rain team. In addition, she paused, a smile spreading across her face. Now, I will announce our Summer Rain team's newest member, Zhu Badan. At those words, a handsome young man walked onto the stage and took the microphone. Hello everyone, I am Zhu Badan. His appearance drew an immediate murmur of surprise from the audience. Whoa, it's Zhu Badan. Who is he? I've never seen him around campus. He was at Huaihai Second Martial Arts Academy. Word is he just transferred here, and he came specifically to join the Summer Rain team. TSK. So kicking Wang Chu out was pre-planned. Probably. Zhu Badan comes from the Zhu family of the imperial capital. Buying a spot on a hero squad would be trivial for him. The Zhu family? The immensely wealthy one. They are not just rich, he is also an S-rank talent wielder. Hero squad spots could indeed be purchased, but there were restrictions. You could either pay enough to convince an existing member to voluntarily leave, or do what Zhang Xiaoyu had done, kick a teammate out, at the cost of losing 20% of the team's points. Beneath the buzz of discussion from the crowd, Zhu Badan smiled calmly. I am delighted to join this hero squad. I thank Captain Zhang Xiaoyu for giving me this opportunity. I will cooperate well with my teammates to secure our hero squad qualification. Everyone knew exactly what he was referring to. True hero squad status was determined by combined results from two competitions. After kicking Wang Chu out, the Summer Rain team had lost 20% of their points, a huge blow. That meant they had to take first place in the simulation tournament, half a month away to hold on to their hero squad title. There was no room for error. If they only got second place, and Ning Zhuqing's team took first instead, the hero squad title would pass to Ning Zhuqing's group. Still, most people merely chuckled. Could the Summer Rain team possibly lose? Absolutely not. The Summer Rain team was now complete. 5S, ranked talent wielders. How could such a lineup ever be defeated? On top of that, Zhang Xiaoyu was the daughter of the Sword Saint Musi. Zhu Badan was from the Zhu family. Irene was an elf. Angela and Angel, both said to come from extraordinary backgrounds. With endless resources and wealth behind them, the Summer Rain team would only grow stronger. Zhang Xiaoyu chuckled into the microphone. Badan is being too modest. I suspect some of you already know that someone made bold claims and issued a challenge to our Summer Rain team. My answer is this. You are not qualified to challenge a hero squad like us. Tomorrow we will attempt the lair of the Earth Dragon once more. We will crush it effortlessly and set a brand new record. After several seconds of silence, thunderous cheers erupted. Yeah, go Summer Rain team. Truly, what a captain Zhang Xiaoyu was. So magnificent. Zhang Xiaoyu stood center, stage, bathing in the crowd's praise and adoration. Down in the audience, Sword Saint Musi wore no particular expression as she quietly ate the food set before her. She watched Lina slip back and sit down in her original seat. She twitched her nose and frowned. That scent. Her eyes flickered as she looked at Lina, her gaze full of unspoken meaning. On the small second-floor platform, back downstairs, Lina felt nervous under Musi's gaze. This was a realm of mountains and seas powerhouse. Had she been seen going up to the second floor just now? Sword Saint, is there something wrong? Musi gave her a plain glance. Are you feeling hot? Why? Yes, a little, Lina answered, her cheeks flushing. Indeed, as a realm of mountains and seas expert, Musi could track every person's movement across the entire banquet hall. She had seen Lina sneak up to the mezzanine platform and stay there for a time. Who would have guessed? Li Xueqing's mother, who carried herself so primly, held such unexpected sides. Still, she had not caught sight of who Lina had met, nor did she particularly care to find out. The banquet came to an end. Li Xueqing never once returned to the main table. As she prepared to leave, Lina shot Li Xueqing a complicated look. What had happened upstairs made her too ashamed to face her daughter. If Xueqing ever found out, the thought alone filled her with dread. Still, she touched her flower of greed. Her flower of greed talent was running at full power. Xueqing, once I grow far, far stronger, perhaps then you will finally see me for who I am. She sighed and quietly left the hotel. Elsewhere, Sword Saint Musi also left without saying goodbye to her daughter Zheng Xiaoyu. She spent nearly all her time immersed in cultivation and combat, rarely at home. Their bond was that of ordinary mother and daughter, distant and nurtured. She was not good at connecting with her child, but she did what she could. For instance, she had made time to travel to Huaihai today to lend her prestige to Zheng Xiaoyu, letting everyone know that anyone who crossed her would have to answer to a great powerhouse. Ding! The elevator doors, about to close, slid open again. Musi's eyes shifted. A strikingly handsome young man hurried in, muttering in relief. Phew, that was close. I almost missed the elevator. He wore the uniform of Huaihai Martial Arts Academy. Musi observed him. His looks and aura were very pleasant. He must have come from a well-to-do household. Only such upbringing could produce a young man like this. Even Zhu Badan from the Zhu family lacked his natural bearing. As these thoughts crossed her mind, her brows knitted. Wait a minute. That scent. She caught whiffs of the same perfume that clung to Chen Lina, the woman who had sat beside her at the banquet. A strange suspicion surfaced. Could it have been him? Was that even possible? The boy looked so young. Sister, why keep staring at me? Wang Chu asked with a bright smile. Oh, nothing. Musi shook her head, pushing the thought away. No, it could not be him. Perhaps someone else at the table had worn the same perfume. It was not unheard of for fragrances to overlap. Sister, you are really beautiful. Wang Chu smiled innocently. Musi was taken aback. Beautiful. Ever since she had become Sword Saint, hardly anyone had spoken to her like that. Thank you. You are handsome as well. She replied coolly. Are you the older sister of one of my classmates? I don't recall any classmate having such a beautiful elder sister. A faint, almost imperceptible smile tugged at Musi's lips. What woman would dislike being told she was beautiful and youthful, provided the compliment was well-deserved? I am not. The elevator jolted softly. Ding, first floor. Wang Chu asked no further questions. He stepped out and waved back at her. Goodbye, sister. Musi did not reply, her features calm. Goodbye then. One met countless people in life, yet very few truly stuck. Barring accident, she would likely never cross paths with this young man again. This encounter with Musi had not been coincidence. Wang Chu had waited in the crowd for quite a while. Goddess, Musi. Stats, 92/59/90. Age, 38. Talent, Blessing of the Sword Saint SS. Rank, Realm of Mountains and Seas 5th layer. Goddess rating, 97 points. Ding, would you like to set Musi as your link target? No, Musi's SS. Rank Blessing of the Sword Saint was tremendously powerful and could even evolve to SSS rank. But not yet. A realm of mountains and seas expert like Musi was far beyond what he could handle for now. The next day, at the instance teleportation gate of Huaihai Martial Arts Academy, Zhu Badan had been waiting early. He took joining the Summer Rain team seriously. Many rumors claimed he had paid a huge sum for Zheng Xiaoyu to kick Wang Chu out and make room for him. The truth was the opposite. Zheng Xiaoyu had reached out to him first, saying she planned to remove the dead weight Wang Chu and asking whether he wanted to join the Summer Rain team. He had jumped at the chance. The reason he had transferred to Huaihai was the infighting among the many heirs of the Zhu family. Only by displaying outstanding talent could one earn the family's attention and resources. Those without talent would end up as ordinary rich second-generation figures. To gain a spot within a hero squad was an opportunity too good to pass up. As for feeling sorry for Wang Chu, even without him joining, Wang Chu would have been kicked anyway. 35 minutes past the agreed time, Zhu Badan checked his watch and frowned. Late for their first instance run, and by so much. Where was their sense of time? He was about to call Zheng Xiaoyu when several figures came into view in the distance. Zheng Xiaoyu yawned, still reeking of alcohol. Badan, why are you here so early? Zhu Badan's mouth twitched. Early? I have been waiting for 35 minutes. We agreed on 9 o'clock, remember? Zheng Xiaoyu waved her hand, sounding annoyed. This is all Wang Chu's fault. He always used to wake us up. He forgot to set alarms for us before he left. Zhu Badan, really? Blaming Wang Chu for this? Seeing how groggy the 4 young women were, Zhu Badan suddenly feared he had boarded a sinking ship. With the 4 female members of Summer Rain team arriving at the instance gate, crowds of students gathered to watch. After the Bauhinia Flower team broke their record yesterday, looks like Summer Rain team is here for payback today. Right? Ning Zhuqing swore she would shatter every record Summer Rain team holds. Who do you think will win? Summer Rain team, obviously. 5S, ranked talent wielders, says it all. Everyone watched on, eager for spectacle. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Irene yawned repeatedly, looking exhausted. I'm so sleepy. I want to go back for more sleep. Same here. I have a beauty appointment at 10. I'm going to be late. Angela glanced at her watch. If you knew you would be late, why not get up earlier? Jubadan wanted to shout. Looking at their low energy, he hesitated. Maybe we could come back this afternoon? There is no urgent rush. Why wait for the afternoon? This dungeon will be trivial for us. Zhang Xiaoyu stepped forward to activate the instance. Hold on. Jubadan hurried to stop her. This is our first run together. Shouldn't we go over our skills and discuss our strategy? No need. Irene yawned. Don't lump us in with ordinary teams, Badan. Exactly. This dungeon difficulty is nothing. Why waste time overthinking? Jubadan stared in confusion, second, guessing himself. Was it him who was wrong? He had run lair of the Earth Dragon yesterday. It was genuinely brutal. Though he had cleared it, his mediocre party had taken over 50 minutes, barely squeezing into Huaihai's top 10 rankings. Was this fearsome dungeon really that easy for top-tier experts? I should just stick close and learn from them. Let's enter. I cannot wait. Scene shifts. The 5 members of Summer Rain team materialized inside lair of the Earth Dragon. Ding. Under Earth, element environment influence. All your attributes reduced by 30%. The notification echoed in Zhu Badan's mind, and the familiar heavy weight settled over him. On his first attempt, that 30% all attribute debuff had made the dungeon brutally hard. What are you standing around for? Potions. Zhang Xiaoyu turned toward Zhu Badan. All right. Zhu Badan snapped out of his daze and mentally chided himself. Time was precious, truly worthy of the #1 Summer Rain team. They moved without wasting a single second. Even as one of Huaihai's top-ranked mages, he struggled to keep up. He quickly pulled out 5 earth, yellow potions and handed them to the young women. Glug, glug, glug. The women raised their heads and drained the earth element affinity potion in one gulp. Wait a minute, something's wrong. Zhang Xiaoyu, who had finished drinking the potion, was the first to notice the anomaly. Her delicate brows furrowed as she turned to Zhu Badan. Zhu Badan looked stunned. What's wrong? What potion did you give us? Core Formation Realm Earth Element Affinity Potion, of course. Could you have bought a shoddy product? Elaine chipped in from the side. Yesterday, after we drank the Element Affinity Potion, our attribute values rose by 20% compared to before entering the dungeon. But after drinking what you gave us, our stats have dropped by 10%. Huh, how could that possibly happen? This is definitely Core Formation Realm Potion. There can't be a mistake. We're only at the bone refining realm right now. At most, we can absorb the medicinal effects of Core Formation Realm Potions. Could you all have misremembered? A 20% boost against a 10% drop. The gap between the two results amounted to 30%. If Elaine was telling the truth, when the members of Team Xiaoyu drank the Earth Element Affinity Potion yesterday, the attribute bonus granted by the potion had reached 50%. Such a thing should not exist. As they argued, Zhu Badan suddenly realized another critical point. Hold on. You said you already brought Earth Element Affinity Potions with you when clearing the dungeon yesterday. The Earth Dragon Lair was a brand new dungeon. No one knew its mechanics. That said, it was not impossible for some teams to keep potions prepared just in case. What's strange about carrying a few Earth Element Affinity Potions? Elaine planted her hands on her hips, clearly annoyed. Don't try to make excuses. We agreed to let you join Team Xiaoyu, not to slack off. Since you're taking charge of logistics for the team, you need to spend resources where they matter. Buy the best supplies available. Don't take chances trying to save money just because you think we're top-tier professionals. I didn't save the explanations. Don't let this happen again. Zhu Badan fell speechless. Damn it. He was part of the Zhu clan. He did not lack this trivial amount of money. He was seething inside. At that moment, Zhang Xiaoyu spoke up, offering Zhu Badan a way out. Forget it. It's only a minor difference in attributes. It won't have much impact. Badan is joining our team for the first time. It's normal that he hasn't gotten used to our rhythm. We've wasted enough time already. Hurry and keep up. With those words, Zhang Xiaoyu took the lead and walked forward. Zhu Badan followed behind, lost in thought. Could it really be his fault? It was true. His main class was a mage with the S-rank talent Flame Archmage, and he knew very little about logistical support. He had agreed to handle support duties for the team because that was one of Zhang Xiaoyu's conditions for letting him join. After all, without a dedicated support member, someone had to take care of all the miscellaneous tasks. Before long, the group encountered the first wave of dungeon monsters. Earthhound Bone Refining Realm, First Stage. Though each beast was only at the first stage, there were a great many of them, 20 in total. Many teams could not even get past this first wave of 20 Earthhounds. Seeing the pack, Zheng Xiaoyu dropped low and charged straight toward the hounds. Zhu Badan raised his staff, ready to unleash a spell. No need. Li Xueqing reached out and stopped him, speaking softly. Leave all of this to the captain. You'll get to witness just how strong Team Xiaoyu truly is. Swish. A streak of sword light cut through the air. One Earthhound did not even have time to let out a yelp before it was sliced clean in two. Nothing but worthless Earthhounds, wasting our time. Zheng Xiaoyu's expression was cold, her silver sword glinting with frigid radiance. Impressive, Zhu Badan marveled silently. Swish, swish. Zheng Xiaoyu swung her sword again. Streaks of light flashed, easily taking down several more hounds. Whoa! Having lost several companions in quick succession, the remaining Earthhounds bared their fangs in rage and lunged forward. Overestimating yourselves. A scornful smile tugged at Zheng Xiaoyu's lips. She did not even bother dodging. She stood her ground, tanking the hounds' attacks while striking back. None of you can even break through my defense. Her words were cut short. Boom. A deafening crash exploded against Zheng Xiaoyu's chest. Ugh. Zheng Xiaoyu staggered from the brutal impact and let out a muffled groan. She stumbled backward repeatedly, feeling her internal organs shake violently from the blow. Moments later, a rush of bitter blood surged up her throat. How is this possible? Angela cried out, her eyes wide with shock. Yesterday these Earthhounds could not even scratch the captain's defenses. Owl. The next instant, before everyone's eyes, an Earthhound sank its rotten fangs into Zheng Xiaoyu's unarmored calf. Squelch. Blood splattered instantly. Immediately after, another hound clamped its jaws tightly onto her left hand. The rest of the pack surged forward, ready to overwhelm her completely. The sight stunned everyone watching from behind. Ah! Zheng Xiaoyu screamed. It hurts, heal me quickly. The others snapped back to their senses. Angela clasped her hands and began her incantation. Holy healing. Holy barrier aura. One healing spell and one damage. Absorbing shield materialized around Zheng Xiaoyu. Elaine pulled specially crafted steel arrows from her quiver and knocked one onto her bow. Winds, heed my call. Roar. Gales wrapped around the arrow. The moment it loosed, a massive wind column extended backward from the arrowhead, tearing through the pack of Earthhounds. Every beast surrounding Zheng Xiaoyu was slain in an instant. Zhu Badan raised an eyebrow. His opinion of Elaine shifted. No wonder the elf carried such an arrogant attitude. She truly possessed formidable strength. Her destructive power and crowd control were extraordinary. Compared to her, Zheng Xiaoyu before him, he could not help but wonder if she lived up to the title, Young Sword Saint. Captain, are you all right? Angela hurried over and supported Zheng Xiaoyu. It hurt so badly, Zheng Xiaoyu gasped. She could not remember the last time she had sustained such severe injuries. At least 2 years ago, Angela quickly cast Holy Healing again to mend her wounds. Soon, the gashes sealed under the glow of sacred light. What's going on? Yesterday these Earthhounds could not break your defenses at all. Li Xueqing frowned. Could the hounds have suddenly grown stronger? Angela asked. All eyes turned toward Zheng Xiaoyu. The team had no dedicated shield warrior main tank because Zheng Xiaoyu insisted she could absorb all incoming damage by herself. Ordinary monsters could never threaten her seriously. Even against bosses, she believed she had enough room to maneuver. And whenever she was injured, their S-rank healer could mend her wounds in time. I know what caused this. Elaine spoke coldly, glancing sharply at Zhu Badan. This is all Zhu Badan's fault. Zhu Badan? Me? If he hadn't supplied us with shoddy element affinity potions, our attributes wouldn't be so much lower than yesterday. That's why you couldn't withstand the Earthhound's attacks and got injured, Captain. Zheng Xiaoyu's brows drew tight. She stared at Zhu Badan. It does seem to line up, Zhu Badan. It lines up my foot. I gave you the highest grade core formation realm element potions available. If you don't believe me, you can take the remaining bottles to get them tested. Zhu Badan was not without temper. His expression darkened instantly. They kept shifting blame onto him again and again. Did they think he would let himself be bullied? Don't fight among yourselves. Angela pressed her hands to her chest, looking distressed. She said softly, there's something you all might have forgotten. Wang Chu's B, rank talent link can grant each of us a 20% attribute boost. That means when we entered the dungeon yesterday, we had a combined 40% attribute bonus. Today, we are 50% weaker by comparison. Silence fell over the group. A 50% difference in attributes. The gap was unimaginably vast. Unfortunately, this was no game world. If status panels existed, the disparity would be far clearer. Zhang Xiaoyu took a deep breath, her face dark with anger. Wang Chu, it's always Wang Chu. That fool Wang Chu is to blame. Zhubadan. Wait a second. What does Wang Chu have to do with this? She kicked him off the team, so naturally he would stop providing his talent buff. Why was she blaming him for it? He suddenly regretted joining this so-called brave team. Something felt off about all of these women. Elaine frowned and turned to Li Xueqing. Xueqing, after we finish the dungeon, go find Wang Chu again. Ask him to keep his linked talent active on us until the martial arts exam. Zhang Xiaoyu nodded in agreement. Right? Xueqing, leave this task to you. Angela looked at them all in confusion and whispered, but didn't he clearly say he wouldn't keep providing link for us? Besides, Wang Chu helped Bauhenia team break our record today. Do you really think he will agree? Elaine let out a mocking snort. You overestimate Wang Chu. He is the type who will rush over eagerly with just a little kindness shown to him. At worst, Xueqing can soften her tone and plead with him. Very well. I will speak to him once we exit the dungeon. Li Xueqing replied calmly, as if the matter was trivial. Zhubadan said nothing. He could not help but feel their outlook was severely skewed. Wasting so much time. Are we still continuing? He asked. Zhang Xiaoyu gritted her teeth. Of course we continue. We only lost a minute at most. It's just a slight drop in attributes. I will be more careful from now on. Exactly. If we turn back now, everyone will laugh at us. Elaine shot a dissatisfied look at Zhubadan. I refuse to bear that humiliation. Leave if you want to. That's not what I meant. Zhubadan quickly waved his hands. Judging by their expressions, they did not seem to take what had happened seriously. Perhaps everything really had just been an accident. Captain, try to dodge incoming attacks. I am dodging. But for some reason my reaction speed is far slower today. The team lacked a dedicated tank. Zhang Xiaoyu was used to tanking blows and crushing foes with overwhelming strength. Yet today she took blow after blow from dungeon monsters. She wanted to evade strikes, but she had never properly trained her movement techniques, making dodging nearly impossible. Pain radiated across her whole body. As a successor to the Sword Saint legacy, Zhang Xiaoyu had never sustained such heavy wounds in years. Yesterday in this dungeon, she had cleared all the early monsters alone without needing anyone else's help. After they finally eliminated another wave of monsters, Elaine frowned. This is strange. Wang Chu's link only provided a 20% attribute boost. The difference shouldn't be this drastic. This was not limited to the Earth Dragon Lair. Zhang Xiaoyu fought using the same tactics in every dungeon, and nothing like this had happened in the past 2 years. Elaine's gaze drifted to Zhang Xiaoyu's tattered armor, damaged from the hound's assaults. Captain, could the enchantments on your armor have expired? Hearing this, Zhang Xiaoyu's eyes lit up with realization. You're right, Elaine. That could very well be it. I'll go buy a new set once we leave the dungeon. In the past, Wang Chu had regularly supplied her equipment. She needed to replace her armor every 2 or 3 dungeon runs. Now that she thought about it, the time had come. Li Xueqing spoke softly. Captain, in that case, let us ranged fighters handle clearing monsters from now on. Preserve your stamina. We will rely on you to hold the Earth Dragon boss later. Zhang Xiaoyu wanted to agree immediately, yet she hesitated, worried it would make her look weak. They are merely trivial monsters. There's no need. Captain, listen to Xueqing. Angela urged quietly. Chasing after Zhang Xiaoyu to keep healing her had worn her out. If all of you insist, fine. She put on a reluctant facade, though inwardly she breathed a sigh of relief. Li Xueqing is going to fight. Zhubadan turned his gaze toward Li Xueqing, the woman with pale blue hair and a cold, haughty expression. She was also an S-rank mage. Li Xueqing's boundary of ice was renowned far and wide. She was recognized as the most powerful mage in Huaihai City. Her terrifying ice magic could unleash a world of frozen blizzards. Now, I finally get to witness boundary of ice with my own eyes. Zhubadan felt a surge of anticipation. Soon another wave of monsters charged toward them. Li Xueqing gripped her sapphire staff and stood before the group. Gentle winds stirred the hem of her robe. The next second, bitter cold winds erupted. Li Xueqing raised her staff and pointed it forward, her pink lips parting slightly. Frost path. Pale white frigid air roared outward. The first dozen monsters froze stiff in an instant, covered head to toe in rime, transforming into ice sculptures. The cold did not stop there. It surged onward, freezing everything it touched. Li Xueqing stared blankly at the field of ice statues and gently clenched her palm. Shatter. Boom. 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 The ice sculptures exploded one after another. There were no screams, no splatters of blood, only shards of ice refracting light beneath the sun. Whoa, Zhubadan stared in shock. With this single frost path, Even 100 monsters would have been instantly wiped out, not just these 20. Was this the terror of Boundary of Ice? Are you stunned? Elaine glanced at Jubadan, a smirk forming on her lips. This is our team's ace. With Shueching on our side, we fear no amount of dungeon monsters. Truly magnificent. Jubadan gave her a thumbs up. His earlier disappointment stemming from Zheng Xiaoyu's messy performance faded away. This was the strength he had expected from Team Xiaoyu. Both Elaine and Li Shueching displayed power far exceeding ordinary S-rank professionals. Moments later, the final wave of monsters was eliminated by Li Shueching in an instant, costing barely any time. Zheng Xiaoyu checked the time displayed on her communication device and said grimly, 17 minutes have passed. We only have 3 minutes remaining. Angela frowned. 17 minutes? That's slower than yesterday. Elaine let out a quiet huff, sounding displeased. We lost so much time at the very beginning. Though she did not name anyone directly, those who had caused delays knew exactly who she meant. Zheng Xiaoyu flared up instantly. Are you saying I wasted time? Her voice turned sharp. Without me absorbing damage, could we have advanced this far smoothly? I took on the role of tank entirely for this team. Do you think I enjoy charging in to take hits? Calm down, Captain. Elaine didn't mean that. Li Shueching quickly intervened. Captain, I didn't target you. Then who were you saying wasted time? I refer to whoever caused the delays. Jubadan's head ached listening to the women bickering. He hurried to mediate. Stop arguing, all of you. Time is running out. That's right, Angela murmured. We originally had more than 3 minutes. Now less than 3 remain. And whose fault is that? Mine. Enough arguing. Li Shueching shouted. The atmosphere instantly turned icy. Settled disputes outside the dungeon. Today marks the official formation of the new Team Xiaoyu. What a sight we make. We still have a little over 2 minutes. With me here, it will be more than enough. Exactly. Prioritize clearing the dungeon first. A few rough spots during our first team run are normal. Zheng Xiaoyu took several deep breaths. She would deal with that sharp-tongued elf later. Right now, clearing the dungeon was top priority. Not only that, they had to beat Bohemia team's record of 20 minutes and 38 seconds. She could not afford to lose face. Move out. Zheng Xiaoyu waved her hand. I will hold the Earth Dragon back and buy you enough time to cast Absolute Zero. Understood. Li Shueching nodded. The group rushed into the Earth Dragon's lair. Roar. The Earth Dragon roared furiously at the intruders, its scarlet eyes locking onto them. I'm going in. Hurry. The Earth Dragon possessed thin dragon blood. Though its realm was only a few minor stages higher than theirs, it was a boss with extremely high health, attack, and defense. Even yesterday, under Wang Chu's command, the group had spent quite some time defeating it. Badan, instant mana potion. Oh, Jubadan was slightly surprised that a mage like Li Shueching did not carry her own potions. Yet he pulled out a vial filled with sapphire liquid and handed it over. Li Shueching uncapped the vial and drank it all in one go. The next second, her expression twisted in shock. She turned toward Jubadan and shouted, What potion did you give me? My mana only recovered by roughly a quarter. Huh? Jubadan stared at her in confusion. I handed you a core formation realm instant mana potion. It is supposed to restore a large amount of mana for bone refining realm professionals. Are you joking with me? A large amount of mana? I only recovered less than a quarter. Do you think I've never drunk instant mana potions before? Li Shueching huffed. Jubadan tried to explain. It's truly a primordial condensation realm instant mana potion. While effects vary slightly for each individual, restoring a quarter of your mana instantly is already quite substantial, isn't it? Instant recovery potions were entirely different from gradual regeneration potions. The former yielded weaker total restoration, but their instant effect could turn the tide of battle time and again. The latter replenished far more mana over a set duration. Li Shueching pressed him. Are you cutting corners again? The instant mana potions Wang Chu gave me before restored my mana to full immediately. Full mana in an instant? That's impossible. Jubadan raised his voice sharply. Healing and mana potions operated under different rules from affinity potions. Even Origin Awakening Realm cultivators could consume potions crafted for the Primordial Condensation Realm or higher, so long as they could afford them. With our current Bone Refining Realm attributes, you would need a Divine Manifestation Realm instant potion to fully restore our power in one go. Using a Divine Manifestation Realm instant potion for a regular dungeon run? That's a luxury almost no one can afford. Truth be told, he did carry one Divine Manifestation Realm instant potion in his backpack, but it was reserved as an emergency lifeline. Wasting such a critical survival item on a routine Bone Refining Realm dungeon. You're still making excuses? Jubadan, I never thought you'd be this stingy. Li Xueqing let out a cold snort. I'll hold off on dealing with you for now. My mana only recovered a small amount. I can't cast absolute zero in this state. Who will take down the Earth Dragon next? That? Zhu Badan was at a loss for a solution. Instant potions shared a cooldown. Chugging 4 bottles in quick succession would not stack to refill his mana. More importantly, he still refused to believe it. Had Li Xueqing really been supplied with such extravagant resources before? Was it genuine? Using divine manifestation realm potions casually inside dungeons? A single bottle cost no less than 300,000 Dasha coins. Even his wealthy Zhu clan would never squander resources so recklessly. As the two argued, Zhang Xiaoyu's anxious shout echoed from the battlefield. Where are my teammates? Zhu Badan, unleash your attacks. Why are you standing there idle? Angela also called out from afar. Xueqing, how much longer do you need? Hurry and support the captain. If we don't defeat the Earth Dragon soon, the captain will be beaten badly. Li Xueqing and Zhu Badan turned their gazes toward the center of combat. Zhang Xiaoyu, already covered in wounds, failed to dodge in time. Boom. The Earth Dragon's massive arm swatted her directly into the stone wall. She stuck embedded in the rock, unable to pull herself free. Blood gushed steadily. Help! I don't think I can hold on much longer, Zhang Xiaoyu gasped weakly. Spirits of the wind, answer my summons. Irene whispered softly. She raised her elven longbow, and an enchanted arrow sliced through the air in an instant. Boom! The Earth Dragon roared in agony. Yet the strike only tore a penetrating wound on its left flank. Thud! 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 Sensing the threat, the Earth Dragon charged straight toward Irene. Irene immediately shifted nervously. Zhang Xiaoyu, what are you doing? Hold the boss's aggro properly. Zhang Xiaoyu. Wait a minute. Did she look like she was in any condition to tank the monster? Fire blast. A blazing fireball surged toward the Earth Dragon at that moment, striking its torso head-on. Roaring flames engulfed the beast instantly. Rhea, the Earth Dragon, screamed in pain. It landed. Zhu Badan let out a relieved breath. At that distance, the Earth Dragon would have caught up to Irene in moments. Now that the boss was temporarily stalled, Irene renewed her urgency. Li Xueqing, how much more time do you need? I have no mana left. I can't cast absolute zero. Drink your instant mana potion then. Do you think I haven't? It only restored less than a quarter of my mana. The moment those words left her mouth, Irene, Zhang Xiaoyu, and Angela all froze. How can that be? Immediately, all three turned to stare at Zhu Badan. Irene frowned. Did you supply low-grade, inferior potions again? Zhu Badan. Why did everyone automatically assume it was his fault? Rhea. The Earth Dragon's roar shook the entire lair. The women who had been about to press Zhu Badan further paled instantly. What do we do? The captain can't fight anymore. Xueqing has no mana. Should we keep fighting? Fear flickered across Angela's delicate young face. The Earth Dragon was bearing down on their position. Such a colossal beast, and she was only a small girl. This was terrible. We should retreat, Zhu Badan said finally. This is our first day training as a team. Setbacks are to be expected. He tried to offer everyone a way out. Irene huffed. So you admit this is your fault? Zhu Badan. Unbelievable. Forget it. It's our first outing. I'll hold my temper. Zhang Xiaoyu spoke weakly from the side. Someone carry me. Death within a dungeon meant real death. Angela possessed no resurrection abilities. She had heard only legendary peak powerhouses could perform such miracles. Shortly afterward, the group successfully fled outside the Earth Dragon's lair. Huff, 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 Zhu Badan gasped for air. As the only male, he ended up carrying Zhang Xiaoyu out of the dungeon. Yet mages naturally had frail physiques, and the exhausting trek drained him completely. We made it out. Zhang Xiaoyu felt sunlight filtering through the leaves. For the first time, she truly appreciated being alive. Angela knelt beside her, continuously channeling healing magic. Irene checked the time on her communicator and furrowed her brows. We've gone far over the time limit. If we exit now, every other student will mock us. Forget the record time. Surviving the dungeon is already uncertain. Let's rest a while and fully recover before we try again. I refuse to believe we can't clear it without Wang Chu. Right, we have to try. Failing to finish the dungeon would be far too humiliating. As they conversed, a system notification echoed inside the dungeon. Warning, you have strayed outside the boss combat zone. Dungeon challenge marked as failed. Forced dungeon extraction will commence in 10 seconds. Forced extraction? Zhang Xiaoyu cried out at once. No, my injuries haven't healed yet. Outside the dungeon teleportation gateway, a crowd of students waited. Strange. Team Xiaoyu entered the dungeon 25 minutes ago. Why haven't they cleared it yet? I wonder what's going on. Everyone had gathered expecting to witness Team Xiaoyu break their previous record and crush Team Bohemia. They had boasted of an easy victory, yet nothing had happened for ages. Could they have fallen asleep inside? It's 26 minutes now. Even if they finish this instant, they can't beat the old record of 20 minutes and 38 seconds. They talked big yesterday, and now they've completely flopped. Ha ha. Team Xiaoyu kicked out Wang Chu, the so-called deadweight. The rest of the roster stayed the same. They should have grown stronger, shouldn't they? The next second, several figures materialized at the dungeon exit. They're out. Look, 26 minutes. Their time won't rank. Wait, why isn't their score showing on the leaderboard? Everyone, look at Zhang Xiaoyu. Silence fell over the onlookers. Zhang Xiaoyu emerged lying flat on the ground, staring up at the bright blue sky and harsh sunlight. Her condition immediately drew every gaze. Whoa, Zhang Xiaoyu is covered in blood. How badly hurt is she? Her face is swollen and bruised all over. It looks agonizing just watching. At that moment, Zhang Xiaoyu wished she had perished inside the dungeon. The glory she had basked in yesterday contrasted sharply with her humiliation today. Let's get away from here quickly. She covered her face, voice trembling. The others exchanged glances. Badon, carry Xiaoyu. Oh, okay. No one on Team Xiaoyu imagined their expedition would end in such a desperate retreat. The atmosphere inside Team Xiaoyu's dorm base was stiflingly heavy. The newly reformed Team Xiaoyu's first challenge had ended in failure. Thanks to potions and Angela's healing, Zhang Xiaoyu's external wounds had stabilized. I'll go upgrade my equipment soon, she said hoarsely. Captain, this isn't your fault. Irene shook her head, then redirected her criticism. The blame lies with Zhubadon. If he hadn't supplied those shoddy potions, we wouldn't have landed in this mess due to poor preparation. Exactly, Li Xueqing nodded. I've never seen mana potions that only restore a quarter of your mana. I wonder where he got such low-quality goods. The post-battle blame game had begun. The verdict was already clear. Zhubadon would take all responsibility. After all, this was an all-female squad. The women naturally supported one another. Zhubadon's mood sank. He thought he'd joined a team of powerful veterans, yet now he wondered if their strength was overstated. How had this group earned the title of Hero Squad? The potions I provided are perfectly functional. Zhubadon tried to defend himself. If you doubt their quality, you can purchase all supplies for our next dungeon run yourselves. I'll cover the expenses. He had briefly considered quitting the team, but he decided to give them one more chance. They had only just formed. Maybe today's disaster stemmed from poor coordination. Every team faced internal conflicts at the start. Let's stop criticizing Badon. Zhang Xiaoyu shook her head gently. I'll buy new armor and stock up on potions later. We'll attempt the dungeon again tomorrow. Xueqing, contact Wang Chu and ask him to reactivate the bond for all four of us. Very well. Reluctantly, Li Xueqing picked up her communicator and opened a voice message to Wang Chu. Wang Chu, reactivate the bond for the four of us right away, hurry. The moment she sent the message, her expression turned sour. What's wrong, Xueqing? Irene leaned closer. On the screen, a glaring red exclamation mark was visible. He blocked you. Xueqing, Wang Chu actually blocked your contact channel. What? Everyone was stunned. They had all watched how devoted Wang Chu used to be. Had the obedient follower finally rebelled? Li Xueqing's voice rose with rage. How dare he? I'm going to find him and demand an explanation. Meanwhile, in a living room, Xiao Chu, yesterday how could you? Chen Lina never finished her sentence. Just then, the sound of a key turning in the front door echoed. Chen Lina panicked instantly. It's Xueqing. Don't worry. The two quickly slipped into a bedroom and locked the door. Chen Lina. Chen Lina. Li Xueqing shouted as soon as she stepped inside. Chen Lina pressed her body against the door, blocking entry. Xueqing, I'm inside the room. What are you doing in there? Come out. I've caught a cold. I don't want to pass it to you. Troublesome. Li Xueqing clicked her tongue, clearly annoyed. Have you seen Wang Chu? I knocked on his door, but no one answered. Wang Chu. Chen Lina glanced toward Wang Chu. Wang Chu raised an eyebrow. Why look at me? A muffled noise came from the bedroom. What was that sound? Li Xueqing frowned. Chen Lina, what are you doing in there? Chen Lina's face flushed red as she shot a helpless glance at Wang Chu. Nothing. I stubbed my toe. I haven't seen Wang Chu. Li Xueqing wrinkled her brow, curious about the noise. Still, anger clouded her judgment, and she let it slide. I knew asking you would get me nowhere. That man is completely captivated by Ning Zhuqing. He's probably staying at her place right now. If you see Wang Chu come back tonight, pass on a message. How dare he block me? I'm furious, enraged. Unless he comes over personally and apologizes, this matter will never be resolved. Chen Lina was nearly in tears. Girl, I'm stuck in a difficult situation here. And you're making such harsh demands of Wang Chu. I don't know how much longer I can keep this up. I understand. Silence fell outside the door. Lina held still, pressing her ear against the wood to listen. She was about to unlock the door and check when Li Xueqing's voice suddenly rang out again. Lina, why is Wang Chu's clothing lying on the living room floor? Li Xueqing had doubled back unexpectedly. Lina froze completely. Ding. Goddess Lina favorability plus 10%. Lina favorability has reached 100%. Complete devotion achieved. Your S. Rank talent boundary of ice has evolved. You have obtained the SS. Rank talent blessing of the Archmage. Blessing of the Archmage SS. Rank talent. Effects. Mastery over all elemental magic. Spellcasting requires no incantation. Magic cultivation speed increased by 300%. Mana capacity raised by 300%. Spell damage increased by 300%. Spell consumption reduced by 50%. Description. I am the Archmage's voice walking among mortals. Favorability hit 100%. Wang Chu was overjoyed. He never expected his routine efforts to raise devotion would trigger an unforeseen emergency event. This unexpected twist pushed Lina's favorability to maximum in record time. As the power of blessing of the Archmage coalesced within Wang Chu, the flower of greed also benefited from this extraordinary SS rank talent. Lina, answer me. Loud knocking echoed from outside. Lina leaned against the door, speaking weakly. I'm sorry, Xueqing. I felt dizzy a moment ago. As for those clothes, Xiao Chu has been extremely busy lately and asked me to wash them for him. It was a clumsy excuse, yet the best she could come up with under pressure. Fortunately, Li Xueqing did not press further. Once Li Xueqing departed, a long silence hung in the bedroom. The power of the flower of greed activated. Bone Refining Realm 2nd Stage. Bone Refining Realm 3rd Stage. Bone Refining Realm 4th Stage. 3 consecutive minor realm breakthroughs. Wow, Aunt Lina. This talent's feedback effect is incredible. I didn't anticipate this either. Nothing like this has ever happened before. This is the first time the flower of greed has granted such a powerful backlash boost. Wang Chu drew a sharp breath. That meant, later that afternoon, Wang Chu arrived at Team Baohenia's base. Ning Zhuqing and the others were already waiting. Chu Shun, you're here. Lin Tao's eyes lit up, and she jumped to her feet. After witnessing his performance the previous day, she had become his ardent admirer. She trotted over with a bright smile. Chu Shen, have you heard? Team Xiaoyu challenged the Earth Dragon Lair again today and failed to clear the dungeon. Zheng Xiaoyu was badly beaten, carried out unconscious. Ha! I wish I could have been there to see it. The rest of the team wore amused grins. Wang Chu was not surprised. Team Xiaoyu had grown far too reliant on his support. Zheng Xiaoyu never needed to dodge monster attacks because he had enchanted her armor. Li Xueqing cast spells without worrying about mana consumption, thanks to his uniquely potent potions. Now those safety nets were gone, and the cracks in their team were showing. Soon enough, Irene and Angela would face their own troubles. Kicking Chu Chu out was a fatal mistake for Zheng Xiaoyu. Ning Zhuqing smiled. Our captain sees everything. Wang Chu smiled at their praise, then turned to Ning Zhuqing. You mentioned over the comms you wanted to tackle other dungeons to break Team Xiaoyu's records. I won't be joining. Huh? You're not coming? How can we beat the record without you? Chen Lei exclaimed in shock. Relax. I'll pass the complete strategy to Zhu Qing. With my tactics, Zhu Qing could break records, even leading 4 inexperienced recruits. Chu Shun, are you calling me a recruit? Lin Tao puffed out her cheeks. Ning Zhuqing's eyes flickered subtly. She caught the small shift in how Wang Chu addressed her. He had chosen to use her given name. Wang Chu was deliberately drawing closer to her. Now that he had fully bonded with Lina, the goddess bond could connect to a second individual. Wang Chu did not delude himself into thinking he could make someone of Ning Zhuqing's stature fall for him instantly. He needed to steadily raise her favorability first. Still, he held off activating the bond on Ning Zhuqing for now. Several concerns held him back. First, Ning Zhuqing was the daughter of the Daxia prefect. She held lofty status and possessed immense experience, making her extremely difficult to win over. Second, according to what he knew of this world's history, Ning Zhuqing was decisive and ruthless. Romance might never take priority in her life. The SS, ranked talent belonging to the Daxia prefect was undoubtedly tempting. Yet much like Sword Saint Musi, he risked hitting an impassable progress barrier if he acted prematurely. He needed to make thorough preparations before selecting his next bond target. Wang Chu detailedly shared the strategies for several other dungeons with everyone. These were merely novice dungeons, so he had no qualms about spreading the tactics. The members of the Bauhinia squad widened their eyes more and more as they listened. Wait, is that actually possible? Huh? If we don't attack this boss, it'll take its own life? We shouldn't fight that minor monster. It will help us attack the boss instead. This is absolutely unbelievable. God Chu, how did you even figure this out? None of the strategies from senior students mentioned this method. Wang Chu simply smiled in response. Are you kidding? The veteran players and strategy teams on the forum were incredibly resourceful. They churned out strategies rapidly, covering all kinds of unexpected approaches, enough to leave anyone astounded. Once their discussion came to an end, Wang Chu noticed Ning Zhuqing's gaze fixed steadily on him, never drifting away. What's on your mind, school beauty Ning? Wang Chu asked with a grin. Ning Zhuqing wore a solemn expression. After appearing to think carefully, she grabbed Wang Chu's arm and led him aside. Wang Chu, how much do you know about the Mirage Realm? The Mirage Realm. Wang Chu narrowed his eyes and looked at Ning Zhuqing. Within the game, the Mirage Realm functioned as a hybrid PvE and PvP dungeon. Simply put, it housed monsters to fight as well as other players to contend against. Participants could earn massive amounts of experience points, alongside rare items and skill manuals. Of course, great rewards came with great risks. Opponents within were not only powerful bosses, but also professionals from other prefectures. Are you inviting me to enter the Mirage Realm with you? Wang Chu asked. Information regarding the Mirage Realm was usually kept within a small circle. But Ning Zhuqing was the daughter of the Daxiao Prefecture Lord. That's right. Ning Zhuqing nodded. There is a two-person Mirage Realm accessible only to those below the Yuan Condensing Realm, opening 3 days from now. Would you be interested in coming with me? Why me? Wang Chu questioned. Why not seek out professionals at the peak of Bone Forging Realm, instead of me, who has only just broken through to the Bone Forging Realm? A gentle smile tugged at the corners of Ning Zhuqing's lips upon hearing this. You are the person who led the Xiaoyu squad to claim first place after all. As the daughter of the Daxiao Prefecture Lord, Ning Zhuqing had access to abundant resources and a capable logistics strategy team. Yet 2 years ago, she suddenly made a startling discovery. No matter how hard she strived, she could never surpass the dungeon clear records set by the Xiaoyu squad. After careful observation, she found the single person responsible for this barrier was Wang Chu, standing right in front of her. No one understood exactly how formidable Wang Chu was better than his rival, her. On the other hand, the squad's most valuable member had actually been expelled from the team. Ning Zhuqing had been utterly shocked when she first heard the news. This Mirage Realm will draw participants from other prefectures. The danger level is quite high. Take your time to consider before giving me your answer. Ning Zhuqing spoke softly. Wang Chu raised an eyebrow, looking intrigued. I'll go with you. Shouldn't I get some sort of reward for this? He was naturally interested in the Mirage Realm. Setting aside the treasures obtainable inside, the fact that it limited entry to pairs alone made it a must-see. No place was better suited to build rapport than a two-person dungeon. Ning Zhuqing was nothing like Chen Lina. He could not quickly win her over with a few casual words. He needed to follow the proper process. A reward then. Ning Zhuqing drew out her tone, seemingly deep in thought. She tapped her chin with a slender finger and said quietly, to be honest, this Mirage Realm carries immense importance for me. I have to succeed here no matter what. The rewards inside the Mirage Realm hold little value to me. You can have all of them. Besides, whether I achieve my goal or not, I can offer you a special admission invitation to Daxiao Martial Academy. What do you think? Wow, truly the Prefecture Lord's daughter. She offered an invitation to Daxiao Martial Academy without hesitation. This invitation was priceless. No amount of money could buy it on the open market. TSK. School beauty Ning, you're hoping to get my help without proper compensation. Huh? Wang Chu clicked his tongue. I could get into Daxiao Martial Academy easily on my own. I don't need your special invitation. That's true. Ning Zhuqing blinked, looking troubled. Then I can't think of anything more valuable to offer in exchange for your help. You can owe me a favor. I'll come collect it whenever I need something in the future. Wang Chu broke into a grin. Ning Zhuqing's eyes lit up instantly, a bright smile spreading across her face. Deal. I will fulfill any request within my power. She certainly would. A teasing glint flickered in Wang Chu's eyes. Even if he received nothing in return, he would still come out far ahead. Access to the Mirage Realm, a rare resource instance known only to a select few, was an opportunity people would pay dearly for. He stood to gain plenty, a perfect arrangement. Go lead your team to clear dungeons first. Make sure you break every single record held by the Xiaoyu squad. Wang Chu instructed calmly. Leave it to me. Ning Zhuqing smiled faintly. She did not regard the Xiaoyu squad as a threat at all. Not a single one of their records will remain. Qian Family Trading Firm. It was the most renowned trading house in Dashao Prefecture, second only to the Zhu family firm. When Wang Chu stepped through the entrance of the Qian Family Trading Firm, the hostess in a cheongsam standing at the doorway bowed her eyes and hurried forward to greet him. "Young Master Wang, please follow me." Wang Chu gave a slight nod and walked deep into the firm with familiarity. After waiting for quite some time in the VIP lounge, rapid footsteps echoed from outside, followed by the door swinging open. "Young Master Wang, it has been days. I've been looking forward to seeing you." A delicate, pleasant voice drifted toward Wang Chu along with a light fragrance. Qian Yingying wore a long crimson dress that swept the floor. The smooth silk fabric clung neatly to her figure, outlining her slender waist and graceful physique. She had an oval face, fair skin that outshone snow, making her crimson lips stand out vividly. "Is that so? You've been thinking about me," Wang Chu replied calmly. "Young Master Wang jokes. Yingying thinks of you all the time." Qian Yingying covered her mouth and laughed, her eyes naturally tilted upwards with inherent charm. Watching the woman before him, Wang Chu silently thought she was a captivating presence. Yet as the chief manager of the Qian Family Trading Firm in Huaihai City, Qian Yingying was far more shrewd and calculating than her easygoing demeanor suggested. Ding! A connectable goddess detected. Goddess, Qian Yingying stats, 95/56/92 age, 26 talent, soul focus grade A realm. 5th layer of Yuan condensing realm goddess rating, 96 points. Ding. Would you like to select Qian Yingying as your connection target? Yes. Ding. Qian Yingying has been set as your goddess connection target. Current devotion level of Qian Yingying, 0%. Once Qian Yingying's devotion level reaches 80%, the connection will be successfully established. You cannot select another target until devotion level hits 80%. Young Master Wang, you look even more striking than the last time we met. Qian Yingying sat down beside Wang Chu, her eyes lowered, eyelashes fluttering gently. She rested her hands lightly on Wang Chu's arm, maintaining a subtle distance while still keeping light skin contact, creating a subtle sense of closeness. Wang Chu smiled faintly. His connection bonus now stood at 150%, which boosted his charm stat, so it was only natural he appeared more imposing. Same arrangement as before. 40 sets of instant mana recovery potions for Yuan condensing realm practitioners, 10 sets for void transcending realm practitioners. Deduct the cost of materials from my payment according to the procurement list and transfer the remaining funds directly to my account. Qian Yingying pouted slightly. Such a straightforward young man with no appreciation for casual conversation. She had tried to ease the atmosphere, yet he immediately jumped straight to business. "Young Master Wang, can't you supply a larger quantity?" She gave Wang Chu's arm a gentle push. The last batch of potions sold out the moment they hit the shelves. Many customers traveled here only to leave empty-handed. Wang Chu let out a quiet laugh. "These potions cannot be mass-produced. The quantity I provided is already the maximum I can offer." The instant recovery potions Wang Chu supplied to the Qian family firm boasted effects 50% stronger than standard potions of the same tier available on the market. As for how he made them, Wang Chu only needed a few genuine potions produced using game glitches, then diluted them with large volumes of water. He could churn out batch after batch effortlessly. The production cost was extremely low. Still, scarcity drove value, so Wang Chu would never reveal his secret method. "Very well then." Qian Yingying sighed softly. "Young Master Wang, to be honest, there is something I hope you can help me with today. Please speak, Miss Qian." Qian Yingying's expression turned serious, a trace of worry crossing her features. "Young Master Wang, would you be willing to introduce me to the powerful alchemist backing you? Here it comes. The bait has been taken." A faint smile rose on Wang Chu's lips. Within the game's storyline, Qian Yingying appeared as a branch manager of the Imperial Qian Family Trading Firm. Later plot details revealed that powerful clans such as the Zhu and Qian families would send direct descendants to manage regional trading firms to train successors. Only the candidate with the most outstanding achievements would qualify to compete for the position of clan head. If events unfolded as originally scripted, Qian Yingying would lose this competition and end up returning to the imperial capital merely as an ordinary administrator. Wang Chu's appearance was like a ray of light breaking through her darkness, igniting her hope of victory. Wang Chu raised an eyebrow and watched Qian Yingying without saying a word. Seeing this, Qian Yingying put on a sorrowful expression and let out a few quiet sniffles. "I am only a woman with limited resources from within my clan. I have pushed myself far harder than anyone else to advance. But Huaihai City belongs to the Zhu family. No matter how hard I try, I cannot overcome them. She shifted closer to Wang Chu. Wang Xiao, I know this request is presumptuous, but my time is running out. This is my last chance, and I have to seize it. Wang Chu kept his expression calm, looking down at Qian Yingying's face. They sat extremely close to one another. For Wang Chu, earning money was essential. The more, the better. How could he advance as a professional without funds? He could not even afford basic supplies, let alone rare crafting materials and equipment. Ever since he transmigrated, Wang Chu had been thinking about ways to rapidly accumulate wealth using his knowledge of the game. After conducting experiments, he discovered that the glitches from the game still functioned perfectly in this world. That meant endless opportunities to make money. Naturally, Wang Chu understood the importance of keeping a low profile. Qian Yingying of the Qian family trading firm was the partner he had chosen. He had waited a long time for her to bring forward this request. What benefit would I gain if I help you? Wang Chu smiled calmly. Qian Yingying had expected him to ask for compensation. In truth, she would have grown suspicious if he asked for nothing at all. Young Master Wang, I can offer you 20% ownership of the Huaihai Qian family trading firm. Qian Yingying spoke earnestly. As a shareholder, you may purchase all goods at the wholesale price. You will also be exempt from transaction fees when selling items through the firm. Wang Chu sneered inwardly. Did Qian Yingying take him for an ignorant student? Leaving aside whether the shares of the Huaihai branch held real worth, did she truly have the authority to make such an offer? If she was transferred back to the imperial capital someday, the next manager could easily void this agreement. It seemed Qian Yingying would not present her genuine bargaining chip until she met the mysterious alchemist behind him. In that case, she coveted his potion recipes, and he had his own motives for working with her. There was nothing unfair about that. Wang Chu pulled out a slip of paper, scribbled an address in bold handwriting, and handed it to Qian Yingying. Miss Qian, come to this address tonight. I will wait for you there. With that said, Wang Chu patted her waist lightly, let out a quiet laugh, and stood up. I'll see you tonight, Miss Qian. As she watched Wang Chu walk away, the sorrowful look on Qian Yingying's face faded, replaced by her usual cool composure. An elderly man stepped out from behind the screen in the VIP lounge and bowed respectfully before her. Miss, the address Wang Chu wrote down is his private residence. I know. Qian Yingying twisted the slip of paper between her slender fingers. A wisp of flame ignited at her fingertip, burning the note to ashes. Long before she made her request, she had ordered thorough investigations into Wang Chu. She could recite nearly all the information gathered on him. Records showed his parents were not around, and his daily routine consisted mainly of attending school. The only noteworthy detail was that Zhang Xiaoyu, Wang Chu's former teammate, was the daughter of Sword Saint Musi. Yet that connection had little bearing on Wang Chu himself. The biggest mystery remained the origin of those unusually effective potions. As a clan built upon alchemy, Qian Yingying understood better than anyone what those potions represented. From the very first time Wang Chu consigned potions to the firm, all stock had been purchased internally by the Qian family, never circulating to the wider market. If word spread that a far superior variant of widely used potions existed, it would disrupt the established balance across the realm. She had to obtain the potion formulas and production methods. The white-haired elder bowed his head and said in a low voice, Miss, shall I arrange several attendants to accompany you tonight? Qian Yingying's expression remained calm, her eyes distant as she pondered silently. Knock, knock, knock. Just then, someone rapped on the VIP lounge door. Mississippi, Zhang Xiaoyu, daughter of Sword Saint Musi, has arrived. Zhang Xiaoyu? Qian Yingying narrowed her eyes. From what she had heard, Zhang Xiaoyu had expelled Wang Chu from her squad. Let her come in. Qian Yingying walked out to the main hall of the trading firm. She saw 4 outstanding young women browsing the display cabinets. As manager of the Qian family trading firm, Qian Yingying kept records and portraits of all major figures and rising talents in Huaihai City. She put on a professional smile, stepped forward in her high heels, and greeted them. Miss Zhang Xiaoyu, a pleasure to meet you. I am Qian Yingying, manager of the Huaihai Qian family trading firm. Zhang Xiaoyu nodded slightly and looked the elegant woman up and down. It was easy to see why people called the firm manager a striking beauty. Pleased to meet you, Miss Qian. What items are you looking to purchase today, Miss Zhang? Zhang Xiaoyu replied plainly. My previous armor has worn out. I'm here to buy replacement protective gear. Very well. Please follow me, ladies. Zhang Xiaoyu felt a flicker of pride at being addressed with such respect. Qian Yingying led the way ahead. Erin quietly muttered under her breath. Look at how she carries herself. She is far too forward. Li Xueqing nodded with an impassive expression. Soon, the group entered a vast exhibition hall filled with all kinds of equipment. Miss Zheng, I assume you are at the bone forging realm? Qian Yingying retrieved an exquisite silver breastplate from a display case and introduced it. In that case, I recommend this silver scale breastplate enchanted for the Yuan condensing realm. It costs 50,000. It reduces damage dealt by monsters of the same tier by 50%, and it is our best-selling piece of armor. 50,000, and only 50% damage reduction? Zheng Xiaoyu frowned, sounding dissatisfied. Miss Qian, do not try to pass off low-grade goods to me. I want armor that can completely nullify attacks from bone forging realm monsters. Completely nullify damage? Qian Yingying looked surprised. Miss Zheng, armor capable of fully blocking attacks from bone forging realm monsters requires at minimum enchantments of the divine manifestation realm. It would be extremely wasteful to use divine manifestation realm enchanted armor against bone forging realm dungeons. Realm tiers go: awakening, bone forging, yuan condensing, void transcending, divine manifestation, mountain and sea, sun and moon, immortal, saint ascension. Generally speaking, enchantments of the same tier grant around 30% damage reduction. For example, armor enchanted at Bone Forging Realm gives 30% resistance against Bone Forging Realm monsters. Yuan Condensing Realm enchantments offer roughly 50%, and Void Transcending Realm around 80%. To block damage entirely, you need enchantments forged at the Divine Manifestation Realm. Qian Yingying explained. Of course, this only referred to the base effect of enchantments. Results varied depending on armor materials and the professional's cultivation level. You cannot be serious? Zheng Xiaoyu knitted her brows and tapped her finger against the counter. The armor I have been using fully blocks incoming damage. She pulled a tattered silver set of armor out of her professional storage space and tossed it onto the counter. It is hard to explain. Just give me another set exactly like this. Qian Yingying stared at the worn armor, her brows drawing together. She was about to point out that this was merely basic standard steel armor, which only cost 1,000 units. Before she could speak, the firm's exclusive enchanter let out a shocked cry. He quickly picked up the battered armor and examined it closely. What is wrong, Uncle Bai? Qian Yingying looked startled. Uncle Bai was the Qian family firm's void, transcending realm enchanter. He possessed rich experience and sharp insight, and was one of the firm's greatest assets. Miss, there is something strange about this enchantment. He frowned, running his rough, calloused fingers over the enchantment patterns on the armor. Is the enchantment exceptionally advanced? A glint flashed in Qian Yingying's eyes. No, quite the opposite. Uncle Bai shook his head and said gravely, I have never seen such chaotic, disordered enchantment circuitry. If I tried to replicate it exactly, the enchantment effect would likely not activate at all. And yet, it works. I can sense residual magic lingering on the metal. He continued muttering to himself. How can this possibly function? Could it be some random accident? Even if it works, the effect cannot possibly remain stable. Zheng Xiaoyu knew little about enchantments. She frowned and asked, what is the issue? Can the Qian family trading firm not produce identical armor? Qian Yingying shook her head. I am sorry, Miss Zheng. As I explained earlier, full protection against Bone Forging Realm monster attacks requires Divine Manifestation Realm enchantments. As for this armor you have, this standard steel model costs roughly 1,000 without enchantments. Perhaps you can track down whoever enchanted your old gear and purchase new armor to be enchanted by them. Zheng Xiaoyu's face darkened instantly. Wang Chu had always handled the enchantments before. Who was she supposed to turn to now? Is none of your enchanters capable of replicating this? No one can. Aaron scoffed from the side. What good is the Qian family trading company anyway? Qian Yingying did not get angry. She wore a professional smile as she spoke. Miss Irene, the enchanters of our Qian family trading company rank among the best in Huaihai City. If we cannot handle an enchantment, few others can. If you wish, we can arrange an enchanter of the divine transcendence realm for you. It costs 1 million daxia coins per commission. 1 million daxia coins? You might as well rob us. Irene raised an eyebrow. We all own armor enchanted to completely negate damage from bone refining realm monsters. What's more, Zheng Xiaoya has worn out no fewer than 40 pieces of such armor over the past 2 years. Does that mean she has spent 40 to 50 million daxia coins, according to you? With that, she pulled Angela over and pointed at the identical enchantment on Angela's robe. This is strange. Far too strange. Uncle Bai stepped closer, muttering to himself. Who on earth can make such an odd enchantment work? Just then, Angela spoke quietly. Well, Wang Chu is the one who put this enchantment on, I think. The moment those words left her mouth, Every gaze snapped toward Angela. What did you say? Zheng Xiaoya said in a low, heavy voice. I accidentally walked into Wang Chu's room at the base once. I happened to see him enchanting a piece of armor, Angela murmured. Why didn't you say anything sooner? You never asked. Am I supposed to volunteer information without you asking? Silence fell between them as they argued. No one noticed Qian Yingying's chest rising and falling rapidly. Wang Chu. It's Wang Chu again. Enchantments capable of fully nullifying attacks from bone-refining realm monsters. And those potions with abnormally potent effects. Could all of this be connected to Wang Chu? A nearly unbelievable possibility crossed her mind. An image of Wang Chu surfaced in her thoughts. Could all these creations come from him? How could that be possible? He was still just a student. After arriving at this absurd conclusion, Qian Yingying spoke. Miss Xiaoya, Miss Irene, our firm truly cannot meet your requirements. Perhaps you should try your luck elsewhere. As a supervisor of the Qian family trading company, she would normally never urge customers to seek competitors. But right now, she had no patience to continue humoring these young ladies. Worse than lacking common sense, they seemed utterly oblivious to how extraordinary the things they described were. Zheng Xiaoya's expression darkened. In that case, give me one set of armor enchanted for the origin condensation realm first. Irene pouted and cut her off. Why bother buying more? Ask Li Xueqing to get a few extra pieces from Wang Chu. Li Xueqing? Wang Chu blocked her. How is she supposed to ask for anything? Li Xueqing said with a dark look on her face. Miss Qian, does the shop carry potions that allow bone-refining realm cultivators to instantly fully restore their mana? Naturally. Instant mana recovery potions crafted for the divine transcendence realm. 100,000 dasha coins per bottle. How many would you like, Miss Li? 100,000? That far exceeds my budget. Never mind for now. 100,000 a bottle? Even as members of the hero squad with access to special resources, they could not afford such a price. Maybe they could collect more gold by defeating Zhu Badan. In truth, they had already visited the Zhu family trading company before coming here and received the exact same answer. Miss Xiaoya, your armor comes to 50,000 dasha coins. Please settle the payment. Miss Qian, I'd also like these gemstone accessories. Miss Angela has excellent taste. These pieces were crafted by a master artisan from the imperial capital. The total is 100,000 dasha coins. Angela, have you lost your mind? Why buy such expensive jewelry? Hee, I don't have to take the brunt of the damage during fights anyway. After seeing the Xiaoya squad off, Qian Yingying stood at the entrance, lost in thought. After a long pause, she lowered her eyes and spoke softly to the elderly man beside her. Uncle Qian, I will go to Wang Chu's invitation tonight alone. Nighttime. Happiness Garden Residential Complex. Chun Lina carried her trash out of the elevator and caught sight of an exceptionally elegant, beautiful woman passing by before stepping into the lift. That's odd. I've never seen someone like her living in this building. Chun-Lina felt curious. With looks and bearing like that, she would definitely remember her. Then again, it may not be strange. She could just be visiting someone. She laughed it off and headed outside. Qian Yingying stood in front of apartment 910 and took a deep breath. Ever since sending off the Xiaoya squad that afternoon, she had been turning possibilities over in her mind. Were those potions and enchantments really made by Wang Chu? Or someone backing him? And why had Wang Chu invited her to his home? What was his goal? She knocked on the door. After more than 10 seconds, footsteps sounded from inside. Miss Qian, you've arrived. Please come in. Wang Chu opened the door and smiled. Qian Yingying slipped off her high heels, her feet gently touching the floor of the entryway. You can take any of the slippers over there. They are brand new. Thank you, young Master Wang. She sat down in the living room and accepted the teacup Wang Chu handed her. Dragonwell tea. Will this do? Yes, I have no particular preferences. They exchanged casual conversation for a while. Seeing Wang Chu show no sign of getting to the point, Qian Yingying could no longer hold back her curiosity and spoke first. Young Master Wang, when will the Master Alchemist arrive? The Master Alchemist? I never mentioned anyone else coming. Wang Chu raised an eyebrow, a faint smile in his eyes. There is no one else. Qian Yingying's heart skipped a beat. One of her two theories was eliminated. Could it truly be him? Since you chose to come alone, I already understand what you seek. Wang Chu met her gaze with an enigmatic smile on his lips. Let me get straight to the point. Miss Qian, you are undergoing the Qian family succession trial, are you not? Qian Yingying nodded. That is correct, young Master Wang. The Qian family tradition was no tightly guarded secret. Anyone who paid attention could learn of it. You hope to find the so-called alchemist behind me to gain an advantage in the trial. The trial is drawing to a close, yet you have yet to achieve any remarkable results within Huaihai City. When you saw the potions I consigned to your firm, you conceived a plan to use them to stage a comeback. Am I right about everything I've said? Wang Chu smiled gently. Qian Yingying let out a soft laugh. Hee hee, young Master Wang sees straight through all my little schemes. Wang Chu shook his head. These are not merely small schemes. They are your ambitions, and your ambitions stretch far beyond this trial. You aim to take control of the Qian family entirely and avenge your mother. Am I correct? The smile instantly vanished from Qian Yingying's face. Her eyes widened in shock. How did Wang Chu know about that buried secret? A moment later, Wang Chu spoke again. I can help you. The Qian family means nothing to me. I will support you and guide the Qian family to become the #1 trading association across all Daxia. Having her deepest secret laid bare left Qian Yingying unsettled. She took a deep breath. What exactly do you intend to do? Defeating the Zhu family will not be easy. The Zhu family's foundations run far deeper than rumors suggest. Wang Chu pulled a potion vial out of his spatial storage and tossed it to her. This potion was crafted by me. This alone is not nearly enough. Not enough. Wang Chu smiled and threw another vial over. Does this look familiar? The potions you handled were diluted versions of this one, containing only 1% of its original potency. Only 1% of the original potency. Qian Yingying froze completely. The undiluted potion can instantly restore full mana even for cultivators of the divine transcendence realm. Given sufficient materials, it can instantly replenish mana for those of the Mountain Sea realm and Sun Moon realm as well. The words struck Qian Yingying like heavy hammer blows, leaving her mind reeling. It took her a moment to recover. She asked hurriedly, "Are you telling the truth?" "That is not all. You saw the enchanted armor Zheng Xiaoya brought to your shop today, did you not? You knew Zheng Xiaoya visited the store?" "Naturally. How could I not know how desperate she was over that armor?" "That armor was crafted using materials meant for bone refining realm enchantments, yet it can fully negate all attacks from bone refining realm monsters. Likewise, with enough materials, my enchantments can completely nullify attacks from Mountain Sea realm and Sun Moon realm foes." Qian Yingying should have shot to her feet in shock, yet she found her limbs trembling. Wang Chu had dropped to earth, shattering revelations one after another. She did not doubt his claims. Everything that had happened supplied solid evidence. Her researchers had studied the potions extensively and could not figure out how they worked. She had witnessed the enchantment that afternoon, and Zheng Xiaoya's group confirmed it fully blocked same tier damage. Even if it failed to work against Mountain Sea and Sun Moon realm foes as he claimed, its power under the divine transcendence realm alone made it a strategic asset. The thought of capturing Wang Chu and forcing him to work for her never crossed her mind. News of such potions and enchantments would drive countless powerful forces to madness. Silence filled the living room. Qian Yingying's breathing grew heavier. She swallowed hard and forced a graceful smile onto her face. "Young Master Wang, what will I need to give in return?" Wang Chu looked into her eyes and chuckled softly. "You already know the answer. After all, you came fully prepared to negotiate." A light scent of shower gel lingered beneath her perfume. From the moment she decided to attend this meeting alone, she had resolved to pay any price to fulfill her ambitions. "I do not require you to rush into any decisions today. We can first establish a formal partnership. I will provide the goods, and you will take charge of expanding the influence of the Qian family trading company." Qian Yingying fell quiet for a moment. Understood. Wang Chu nodded in satisfaction and continued outlining their future plans. The imperial capital, Daxia Government Manor. 3 people sat around a tea table inside an opulent reception hall. "Wait, you have to be joking with me. You're saying Ning Zhuqing chose a newly advanced bone refining realm junior cultivator as her partner for the Mirage realm?" Lu Zheng slammed his teacup onto the table, shattering it. Tea splashed across the surface. "Are you absolutely certain you are not lying to me?" Ning San let out a bitter sigh. "Elder Lu, I would never dare fabricate such news. I strongly recommended young Master Lu to the Manor Lord, and the Manor Lord raised no objections. No one expected Miss Ning to turn down a rising genius on the verge of breaking through to the origin condensation realm like young Master Lu, in favor of someone ordinary. The upcoming Mirage realm drew widespread attention for one simple reason. Ning Zhuqing, daughter of the Daxia Government Manor Lord, would enter it. As it was a two-person instance, countless ambitious young cultivators set their sights on the spot beside her. Everyone knew dangerous environments like the Mirage realm fostered closeness. If he could win Ning Zhuqing's favor, he would secure a connection to the Manor Lord himself. "Ning San, I've given you considerable favors. Is this how you keep your end of the deal?" "Elder Lu, that is unfair. I have no authority to make decisions for the young lady. I can only offer recommendations." I cannot fathom why the manor lord sent Ning Zhuqing to a small place like Huaihai City. Lu Qing frowned as he spoke. Xiao Qing, do not speak casually of the manor lord. Lu Zheng tapped the table, then turned toward Ning San. Steward Ning, is there anything exceptional about this Wang Chu? Ning San shook his head and laid a document before the two men. On the contrary, his background is remarkably unremarkable. He possesses a grade B talent called linkage. Just a few days ago, he was still at the Origin Awakening realm and only recently advanced to Bone Refining realm. Moreover, he was kicked out of the Huaihai City Hero Squad not long ago. Lu Qing stared in disbelief. I cannot believe this. Leaving me aside, countless outstanding talents from the Imperial capital are waiting for her to choose them. And she picks such an unimpressive cultivator. He picked up Wang Chu's file and said angrily, what makes him so special? Is it just... His words died halfway when he glanced at Wang Chu's photograph attached to the document. After a long pause, he flushed and spoke. Is it just because he is good looking? What good is being handsome? Can looks defeat monsters inside the Mirage realm? Lu Zheng also saw the photo and sighed inwardly. Grandson, you simply cannot compete with him in appearance. Steward Ning, did the manor lord say anything regarding this matter? The Mirage realm holds great dangers. Lives can easily be lost. Ning San's expression turned solemn as he shook his head. That is what confuses me most. Lord Ning dotes on his daughter, yet he always intervenes when important matters are at stake. For some reason, he has not uttered a single word of objection this time. Lu Zheng could do nothing. He exhaled slowly. In that case, I have nothing more to say. I wish Miss Ning every safety within the Mirage realm. I shall take my leave then, Elder Lu. Farewell. I will not see you out. Once Ning San left the room, Lu Zheng's gaze turned dark. Originally, his grandson Lu Qing stood the best chance of partnering with Ning Zhuqing in the Mirage realm among all the young talents. Now this unknown youth from Huaihai City had snatched the opportunity, ruining all his plans. He had hoped his grandson could grow close to Ning Zhuqing inside the instance and form a relationship. If Lu Qing married Ning Zhuqing, the Lu family would gain leverage over the entire Daxia government. Grandfather, I want Wang Chu dead. Lu Qing shouted. Lu Zheng narrowed his eyes, his cold voice echoing through the hall. Rest assured, my grandson. He will not enjoy his luck for much longer. Ding. Current number of linked goddesses, 2. All attribute amplification raised by 50%. Total amplification now 200%. Goddess Qian Yingying favorability plus 60%. Wang Chu stroked his chin as he checked the notification. Reaching 80% favorability in one go would prove quite difficult. After they finished discussing their cooperation, Qian Yingying leaned back and looked at Wang Chu with a hint of helplessness. That pair of stockings was a limited spring collection from Paris. Do you have any idea how expensive it was? Wang Chu smiled and brushed a hand lightly over her arm. No wonder it felt so fine. It was a limited edition. Speaking of which, how can a supervisor of the Qian family trading company complain about the cost? Qian Yingying pouted. That money belongs to the Qian family, not me. Relax. The Qian family will belong to us soon enough. Wang Chu said calmly. So from the very start, I was part of your plan, young Master Wang. Qian Yingying studied the young man before her with complicated emotions. He possessed striking good looks and still carried a trace of youthful innocence. Yet his schemes far exceeded what one would expect from a junior cultivator. You thought groundbreaking creations like these would fall into your lap for nothing? That is far too naive. Wang Chu shrugged. He retrieved several potion vials and pieces of armor from his spatial storage. These are the instant full mana recovery potions effective even for divine transcendence realm cultivators. You can dilute them as you see fit. Here is the armor. 2 sets bear enchantments that fully negate origin condensation realm attacks. 1 blocks void manifestation realm strikes, and 1 can withstand attacks from the divine transcendence realm. Qian Yingying's eyes lit up as she carefully took the potions and armor. Do not release all of these onto the market at once. Use scarcity to drive demand. Wang Chu was about to share marketing strategies from his past life when Qian Yingying rolled her eyes. Young Master Wang, I am not foolish. Leave this to me. If I cannot defeat the Zhu family of Huaihai City with such powerful resources in my hands, I might as well hit myself with a block of tofu. Her heart raced with excitement as she held the tools of her rise. She would carefully plan every move. Within the remaining time before the trial concluded, she would stage her comeback and seize control of the Qian family. Wang Chu nodded in approval. She had tremendous initiative. Next door, Chenlina paced restlessly. She bit her lip, feeling frustrated. Where on earth has Wang Chu gone? He just said he planned to move in with me, yet he stays out all night.